parents can't understand, but I still have parents, and I still love the old world. Oh, I had a New York girlfriend, and she couldn't understand how I could still have parents and still love the old world. So I told her, I want to keep my place
Yeah, we're
in
feeling
the
around
old
6, and we can
world.
kind of keep it going, and we'll
Keep
wrap
my
it up.
place
All right.
in the arcade.
Welcome to Axe to Grind episode. You said 25?
25.
That's a big
Quarter century.
Yeah, that's a big round number. What is? Does that mean we get like a watch or something?
Yeah,
What
like
is-
diamond.
Yeah.
Is it like paper? Gold? Yeah.
Yo, let's
Like
be
each
real.
anniversary
It's
has
the
like
wood
something.
anniversary. Yeah.
Only one of us has had a
Yes.
employment that they can even talk about that kind of thing.
Yeah. What
Thank
happens? What happens if you stay with that job for a long time? Do they give you a watch?
When you get the watch.
Oh, I'm probably not getting a watch. It's a non-profit. What am I getting? I get
Yeah.
a 401k that they match. That's pretty much it.
Gift card to Subway.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't get much.
So I'm Patrick.
I'm Tom.
I'm Bob.
We did that in a different order.
We did not bad.
Fuck you,
we mix
OCD
it up. We
motherfuckers.
mix it up.
Yeah.
And Axe to Grind, you know the format. It's arguably the most popular hardcore podcast, or is that inarguable now?
I don't think that's arguable.
Okay,
anymore.
all right, well,
like
fuck it,
straight
big-
hardcore.
Yeah.
Well,
Are we big?
and yeah, we do good, and we're the best.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm always with
We
that.
did it.
Wow, we're there. So
Meme. Look, I'm a meme in real life. Woot woot.
those of you who are audiophiles may get on us this episode. There is an air conditioner in the background.
It is 95 motherfucking degrees
Yeah.
in New York City right now.
We're not hearing that bullshit. You just zone it out, my dude.
I won't chew on potato chips if you let us have our air conditioning.
Yeah, please. So
I was at the beach today for like good 3 hours. Really nice.
what do you
Cool.
do for
Suck a dick.
3
I live in
hours?
Queens.
You go swim.
Oh,
You come back and lay.
All right, yeah.
I got a kid, so dig in the sand. I dug like a 4-foot hole.
Tossed a minute.
Yeah, and buried him up to the neck. It's cool.
Oh, man,
And then you go back.
claustrophobia
It's
is-
cool.
You
It's
say I'm
fun.
gonna go get a soy dog. I'll be back in a little while.
So
kid.
the big thing that's a problem is that we used to go to this beach.
Sharks?
No, that would be fun. The land sharks, actually. Cheap season pass, $12.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah. They raised the price to $75.
That's quite a jump.
And
season,
today, I'm down there. Me and the fam are chilling, and a dude, legit in his 50s, white polo, collar popped, walks up, is looking around, being loud, and he goes, "Oh, a lot less tattoos at the beach now that with the price increase." So I texted all my friends
And said, "Come down."
who I have made bootleg beach badges for,
Yes.
and told them, "Yo, we gotta take the beach back."
Here's the thing that I think people don't understand is that there is sometimes it's not about enjoying the thing. Sometimes it's about spite. And if you
Yeah.
push people far enough, they'll bootleg those badges just to do it. You know
Oh,
what I
it's
mean?
like a short thing.
Yeah, just-
Everyone I know.
There's songs about this beach, like it's a big thing.
Right, but they do that in Ocean Grove. They do that in Asbury. Like,
Oh yeah, the booting, the
They
beach
bootleg
pad.
them.
Because it's like after you've been going to a spot for so long, you don't want like if they kept it at 12, even if they bumped it to 20, nobody would have blinked.
and it's mostly to like clean the
75?
beach. $75.
No, you know what they did?
Oh, it's not.
No, they did it so they can add lifeguards.
Well, I mean, all right.
We like the unguarded beach style.
Wait, you got to pay to go to the beach at Asbury?
Yeah. Oh, it's through the roof. It's probably like $12 a day.
Yeah.
Am I confused about Asbury? I thought.
Oh, it's a different Asbury.
Oh,
these
it
days.
is. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
all right.
It's really
Alright.
nice. Yeah, the
Alright.
beach there is packed.
Really?
Packed.
Disgusting. And there's like a dog beach where people where
Oh,
you
I
can
like that.
where you can surf.
Oh,
Yeah.
But most
it's
of the
a
time you
little
can't
up.
surf.
So where should I go for 4th of July? It's going to be like 100 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
What
Come
should,
down.
What should I do?
Come
Is
down.
it shore?
Come down the shore.
Because I was thinking about like Brighton Beach or Coney, but it's going to be
It's
disgusting.
gonna be crazy.
I got it
Jump
in
on the
Long
train.
Island.
Oh, you do?
Or what do you got up for the 4th?
I got invited to a beach thing on in Long Island by my buddy Brendan.
Okay.
It's not too far.
We might be doing something at shore. I don't know. You guys will both be invited.
Just the thought. Well, for those of us with gainful employment, it's a
That's
Wednesday.
Yeah.
So by the time we get down there and
Wait
then
a
come
second.
back,
Oh, okay. All right.
I
That's what he's
get to
talking.
work
He's
the
right.
next
He's
morning.
right.
They
He's right.
expect you at work the next day?
Yo, this is the worst thing.
you
Wednesday,
ever-
4th of July? Ooh.
I'm,
Yeah, midweek.
You
4th of
work
July
till
sucks.
5 on Tuesday or later if you're Tom.
It's gonna be later.
Yeah.
And then you were back in 8 o'clock on Thursday.
Yeah.
That's,
So,
that's unreasonable to me.
Welcome
I
to
know
America.
that-
This is America.
I'm not.
This
doing it.
This is really what Childish
not-
Gambino was talking about.
Yo, did you hear he ripped off that song?
Yeah, I
Apparently,
heard.
is that real? Did you listen to it?
I heard Ed Sheeran ripped off Marvin Gaye.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
So who did Childish Gambino rip off? What is it?
Like a lesser known.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, and
I
it's
didn't
like,
listen to,
the
like, this-
cadence was pretty on, and it's some similar kind of like things going on.
But to the other artist's defense, he was just like, let's not take away from this awesome stuff that this dude did and the message and all that kind of stuff.
he said,
like,
just pay me, please.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Jace Harley.
Okay. Not familiar with Mr.
But he was
Jace.
just kind of like, don't take away from this message and don't like have us like pitted against each other. Like this is like a momentous occasion. Don't fuck with it.
That's please check out my YouTube while I silently sue this guy.
Yeah.
So that, yeah.
I mean, I'll throw him a mill or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, dude,
Way
he's
to be.
got hundreds of millions of views on YouTube already.
Yeah,
It's
way
crazy.
to be. All right.
Before we continue further, let's thank our sponsor.
Triple B Records.
And if you want to buy something from Triple B Records, you should go to.
Triple B Records at .limitedrun.com.
And if you want to save money when you buy that, you should enter the promo code.
Axe to grind. That's
Spell it out.
oh, very good.
Can you spell it out for the folks? Because apparently
I was gonna.
someone got mad that we said spell it out and then we didn't spell it out.
Is that
If
real?
you can't spell X to grind, you got to step
Yeah.
out. You got to go back to
No,
remedial.
you know what?
Is axe with an E or
right,
without an E?
Right. That's the only thing that because there's an axe that's AX and there's an axe that's AX.
Okay.
Yeah, and like let me X
All
or
right.
something.
Yeah. Well, that's a different one.
That's
but,
AX.
But what about what
Try.
about yeah.
You listen to this podcast, the name is there, so you know which.
Well,
axe
yeah,
to use.
presumably yes.
AXETOGRIND.
Very good.
And you get 10% off.
Yes.
So save a little money. Today, I am going to recommend that you do a combo.
Oh, okay.
This is what I want.
Oh.
I want you to buy the Candy Says 7-inch.
Yes.
The limited, not the most limited. Most limited gone. You missed the boat. But the second most limited version still available. You got to get that rare. And I want you to get the Candy 4-sided long sleeve.
Four-sided.
4-sided.
This doesn't apply to me with this 10% savings but I bought that digitally, which I
Look
know
at
is a
you.
weird move for people. I know
No, that's a
not-
nice move.
Bought it digitally. That's how much I like it.
Yo, it's really good.
hard record.
And 4-sided long sleeve, perfect. It's a hot day, but even like you go out tonight at like 9,
wanna hedge your
10:30,
bets. You wanna
throw
have
on that
something.
long sleeve.
Yeah.
Feel good. Nice. Triple B Records. Thank you, Sam. Friend and sponsor.
Let's get it going.
Sam Yarmouth, which
Yarmouth.
I learned about on the Patreon.
Yes.
Oh, and check out
Mr.
our
Name.
Patreon. Patreon.com/Axe to Grind podcast.
Yeah, thank you to the new people that joined in the last 2 weeks. That's mighty good of you.
Thanks to everyone.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
wild.
It's wild. It's we don't want to ever give you the impression that we're wealthy now because then people get mad bitter.
Oh, Jesus
but,
Christ.
But it is it is more than we expected. So thank you very much. It's cool.
Helped us
Yeah.
a lot. So,
Yes. Your mugs are on the way.
Yeah. True.
yeah, true. All right.
Yeah.
So everybody, I got the boxes. There's
got
a
the
lot of
boxes
them. I got everything. Yeah, it's
Bob
ready.
is kidding.
Yeah. No.
I'm waiting on. So
Easter's
just
going to be very busy this week.
He's going to preschool. He's going to summer camp, and I'm going to be taping boxes all day. I'm waiting on a couple of things from some friends of the podcast to send as additional things to throw in the box.
Oh, no
So,
shit.
Yeah,
Very
So
cool.
waiting.
God.
All right.
Mr. Sourcing.
What do we got? So what do we got?
This is a little bit freeform, but
We like freeform. You guys like the freeform.
I
It's fun.
prefer that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's fun. We get to random places.
we're going to talk, I think, about just shows that we've attended and shit that has come out.
And there's a lot. This
There's
is
a
new
lot.
music.
We're going to, I think, aim it towards the question:
Yes.
Is this a big summer? Is this a big year?
Yo, binary answer.
I've got a record that just came out, so I can't see it through any other lens than
You did.
big year. You know what I mean?
Fucker.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't say any different.
Let me give
I'm sorry.
my
your binary answer.
My binary, but it's okay. Yes, I think it is.
Okay. How's this any
Personally,
different?
a lot of stuff that I'm like, no, not really. New Turnstile record. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a new Fury record. There's new Code Orange material out there.
New Code Orange, New
There's-
Vein just
New
killed it.
Vein,
We'll talk about
huge.
that.
Power Trip released a new song.
Oh, is that right?
Yep. And the recording
it.
later, it was Adult Swim.
God
Yeah,
damn.
right. Weird. They got that. Adult
and they got
Swim.
some cool stuff coming along with that. That a buddy of ours from Massachusetts drew some stuff up.
Oh no
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, nice. Very cool. So there's like a bunch of stuff happening. So it's hard because sometimes there's years where it's like just off cycle. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? but this year there's a bunch of the big things happening. And that's not even counting some of the new music. So we're going to talk about that, and we'll kind of talk about, and is it a big summer? Big summer means new hot stuff comes out. And I think there's been new bands that have been hopping, you know? So
Drake,
For example.
Beyonce, and Jay-Z coming out with the split CD.
I got really emotional to that record. We can talk
I've
about
listened
that. I really...
let's go there right now.
Okay.
See, I didn't even mean to do that. I'm sorry.
So,
all right. Free form.
Beyonce to me is a rather bland pop artist. I don't find her terribly dynamic.
Does anyone disagree in this room?
I don't think she's bland.
No?
No, I think she's pretty great.
Oh, I mean, talented, but...
Are you in the
but,
Bay Hive?
That's sick.
That's good art.
Because the song is called, like, whatever.
So, do you like her music, or do you think, or do you think she's interesting? Because I just don't find her interesting. I like some of her songs.
I like some
fine.
Destiny's Child.
Okay, that's good too.
I like her music. Like, I haven't been
Movie theater
indoctrinated
soundtrack.
into the Beehive.
Oh, okay.
The Bay Hive,
Yeah, you
whatever.
haven't been welcome in.
No.
So you haven't been. I think they beat you in. It's like a gang.
That's
so,
cool.
So here's the thing. I don't find her terribly interesting on her own.
Me neither.
However, whenever her and Jay get together, I
Get emotional?
I absolutely love it. I really do, because whether it's a con, whether they're emotionally blackmailing me, and I'm falling for
I
it.
think it's a long con.
I mean, it could be.
I mean, they have diss records to each other. Like,
But
it's a
I'm
diss
in.
record, an apology record, and
Oh,
then they
yeah,
come
yeah,
together.
right.
I know, but I'm
So
in.
is that what that
I'm in.
Explain the record. Is it those two records mashed up, or is it like an actual new thing?
It's
Oh,
a
it's
new
new. It's
surprise
new.
record that
Yeah,
they dropped on a Saturday.
that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was it? It was against something that someone was like, that is mad spiteful.
So-
Against Nas.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
against.
yeah.
It was against Nas, and it
And
definitely
even though it's
took his
not
thunder.
spiteful. Yeah,
Old
but it was
beef.
like,
Love old beef.
yeah, Nas came out on a Friday. By Saturday morning, it was like, oh, there was a new Nas?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
Jay-Z
yeah.
just came out with the
Old
record. Yeah,
news.
it's fucked up.
And the Beyonce Jay-Z record is better than the Nas record, which doesn't help Nas's thing here.
So what's the deal? It's like
okay, so she put out her
Lemonade.
Yeah, you low life, you cheated on me. Do you know what it takes to stay with a man like you? Record, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then he put out his contrite
Baby, I'm sorry.
Baby, I'm Sorry record. This is my failings as a human being. And now this is their married for 20-year couple that picks at each other but clearly loves each other
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
much. So she'll bring up old beefs, and he'll be like, and like, it's almost like, honestly, some of the songs are almost like old country duets where she'll be like, and
You leave your socks on the floor.
right, and then he'll be like, baby, and she'll be like, no, we're going to talk about it. And it is, for what I'm in the tank for this. I'm like a sucker. I'm in, and I.
When's the Amelia Patrick record coming out?
As you know what, I don't do her wrong enough. You know what I mean? Like, the cheating thing is out of
Let's
my
ask
nature.
Amelia about that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure she can find a lot wrong with me. But the point is that I am always surprised at how much I'm taken by the what it takes to stay together songs. Because the I want to fuck you songs and the like I'm happy to be together with you for 2 years songs, you know, that's cool.
Right.
But the hey, we've been together for 20 years and let me tell you, I am gray now because of it, I think are really touching songs.
And then that kind of situation, too. It's
yeah.
like
Yeah. All right,
two
so
of the most famous people in the entire universe.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
So whether or not this is real, if they break up next week, whatever the fuck, they got me.
You're in.
For a record. You know, what I mean, I'm a sucker. I really loved it.
how many children are there? Are they one or two?
Two.
There's Blue Ivy, and then there was a second baby?
Yeah. Yes. We're gonna call him Shore Style.
Yeah, there we go. So
Charles
let me,
Style Carter. I like that.
yeah, let's do two. All right, 3 ways to tie this back to hardcore. One,
Better
Yeah,
than I
well, we
can do
became
that. Wow.
Joe Budden for a minute.
I know. One, the idea of releasing just surprise dropping records.
Oh,
Huge
yeah.
in hip hop right
Yep.
now.
Yeah.
Is that cool? Should that happen with hardcore?
Okay,
I mean, I think it did.
it did.
It has.
It just did.
Yeah.
That Converge record was a surprise.
Converge,
Oh,
Code
yeah,
Orange,
that's right.
The Code Orange.
Code Orange was a
two
surprise as
songs.
well.
Single, right? Yeah, yeah.
So,
Which
But
is
that's a
cool.
little different. Converge was a surprise release.
yep.
Well, like legit.
And we'll dig deep on that. But
Sure.
The Code Orange surprise release, but only digital.
I don't know if the Converge might be
is
pressed
Converge
vinyl,
is
yeah,
Oh, it
good,
is,
yeah.
okay.
And Trail of Lies, when they released their record,
Yep.
it was here it is. Boom.
But we okay, so let's get into it. We talked when that Trail of Lies record came out
Mm-hmm.
as a surprise. We said this looks like a misstep. You know what I mean? Because they do everything seemingly with a lot of care. And we thought this might not be the move. Because even though in hardcore, quote unquote, rollouts are very limited because the budgets are small, there's not a ton that you can do. And certainly things like print media is of almost no help whatsoever to a hardcore record.
Correct. Zero.
It is still felt like, oh, is this going to be a new normal or was this a fuck up? You know what I mean? Did they do something wrong?
Day by Day also remembers.
That's right. Day by Day was a really good example.
Building into United Blood.
And it was just out here it is. Oh, wow.
Right.
You know?
And I think there's something to be said for that. I think that's kind of awesome if you're not depending on the first week to get onto tours, to get onto certain things.
And yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like if you're just kind of like, here's Jay-Z and Beyonce don't really give a fuck. They're you don't know whatever. But like if you're depending like, hey, I might not be able to get on this tour because I didn't have the I didn't sell 5,000 records the first week because it wasn't promoted. And
tie it in that a lot of bands don't have record labels, or they have small ones, maybe they're involved in, so there's a lot more direct choices there, but they don't have a label going, no. If we promote this right, the record doesn't even have to do big numbers first week. We're going to promote it and make it feel big, and you're going to start getting offers before the record's even out.
Well, let's exactly talk to that. Is that there's multiple games being played. There's not a one size fits all. The Self-Defense record just came out, and there was
a band.
There was a full stream. Of the record ahead of the release, right?
Yes.
And in our group chat, a voice that is not anybody at this table said, "What's Run for Cover doing? All my people at Orchard or wherever,
yes.
You know what I mean, at distro spots say don't do that. You know what I mean? Like it's a misstep." And to that I answered, which I think is the case, it's not the move if you're looking to chart at all. But if you're looking to move physical on the strength of excitement around the fucking thing, it can still have a place. So my point here is that it's different games for different aims. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And
different strokes for different folks.
And for a hardcore band, which if we're talking about Trail Lies, who do have a professionalism to them and will probably, as they are,
which is funny because it's a DIY. It's all done by themselves. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is they're doing parts of that Code Orange tour, right?
Couple shows.
I think that they could definitely find a space in that support place for the whatever, right? Whereas Day by Day might not occupy that space yet.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So my point here is, for bands such as those, even though they could have an aspect of professionalism, they're not worried about making a sales chart. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's
some people have to.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
and there's no reason for them to not do things differently than the way that bands that are trying to make sales charts.
Right. If Day by Day promoted it for 2 months or put it out the same day,
yes.
How much of a difference in terms of sales and stuff?
No, sales, you're totally right.
Not like to, be smart, like...
No.
People were fucking all about it when that record came out. Would it have been that much different if they were like, hey, next month we're putting this record out? Probably not. Well, they would have gotten the same reaction, maybe even lessened.
That's the conversation that we had a little bit with Jeff Run for Cover about the Fury record, which is what's the carrying capacity, what's the ceiling for hardcore?
So, and I'm going to swing this to a spot that I was speaking of, which is promoting the record. Oh, like you just said, what does the 2 months and what does additional coverage? Because somebody I was talking with was like, who cares that this major press junket covered this hardcore release? It's not changing the sales numbers. It's not changing the actual impact on it. It's like, you're right. And what I said was...
pulling up the old text message.
I am, because I have to read it because I liked it. It plays into the business game of optics, not excellence. It doesn't matter about sales. Doesn't matter anything. It just matters into the perception where it's like, oh, did you see this complete hypothetical? Oh, let's see this Rolling Stone feature on the new band of the week. Right. Oh, and it doesn't matter about sales. It doesn't directly make, oh, you saw the streams bump 300%. It impacts more the booking agent.
Yes.
And the manager and the little circles behind things. And so it's sort of like, oh, okay, is there a value in doing that promotion? Even for a band like Day by Day.
Well, okay.
Or Trail Lies.
You nailed it. So for people at home that aren't terribly familiar with some of the wheels within wheels here.
Yeah.
A booking agent, before there's hard numbers, what they sell you on, what they're able to sell your name to other people is hype. And so let's say you're Trail of Lies, and I don't know what their tour history is, but let's say that they have not done it through a professional booking agent, which is very standard for hardcore bands. Let's say that they haven't. I don't know that to be the case, but let's say. So nobody collected their numbers. Nobody knows their numbers. So if they now pick up a booking agent tomorrow, that booking agent is selling them to support slots, to bigger tours, strictly on hype. Strictly on, did you see this review in a major media outlet? Did you see the...
Right.
And
but they were able to get on, like, the weekend with Code Orange.
Right.
Because someone like Jamie looked out for them.
Yes.
And their numbers might not have lent them to a tour of that level that wasn't a hardcore tour.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if some other fucking nu metal band was playing fucking Irving Plaza,
Yeah,
the call's not going out because they sold thousands of records or whatever.
Right. Not thousands of records, and there's no tour history. There's no numbers to refer to.
So a lot of times,
numbers until
everything's numbers till it's not. When it's like there's no numbers to go off, but check these things out, and it's the fluff that gets you.
People will say there's energy around this. People will say there's hype.
I mean, you were even saying people are like, look at they only have 10,000 followers on Instagram.
That's
that goes to stuff.
That's always.
my
I mean,
God.
which is
Be
crazy. Shocked how
it's
often.
So crazy.
Yeah.
The numbers on Facebook, all this and that. It's insane that stuff matters.
It's falsely inflated.
It's either falsely inflated or
normal,
or the band doesn't give a shit and just doesn't do Twitter or whatever they don't do. So it's interesting because I see that as being a format that's starting to be more and more, and it's good and it's bad because it's not like records. 20 years ago, you just find out, oh shit, this band has a new record out. Great, cool. Or there'd be records that I was waiting with bated breath for, literally calling record stores trying to find out when are you going to get this.
Yes, and let's talk about what it means potentially. So Code Orange would be the example. Okay. If we start talking out of school, just correct me. They just put out a 2-song single, three with
two new tracks and a remix,
and it. What do we need from it? Jamie has been pushing this as an idea for as long as I've known him. His vision has been between albums, digital only. You know what I mean? Like just keep people excited.
Yeah.
Be creative and put out stuff that is going to keep people thirsty for what you do. Now that seems great, except that there might be, and I haven't talked to Jamie in a week because. I apologize.
Because you didn't listen to the songs yet.
I didn't listen to the songs yet. So
his computer was broken. Sorry, Jamie.
Yeah, but be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, well, my computer was broken.
His world is broken.
Yes. So for people at home,
give us the backstory.
My computer, to a tragic degree, is my world. And when I don't have, it's like in Fallout. It's my little whatever they call that thing that gives you your read of like your life energy and shit. Right. You know. And if I don't have my Pip-Boy or whatever the fuck it's called,
what is happening?
We're getting deep. You don't know the video games we were watching before you came.
No.
I am sad. And so Jamie sent me the new Code Orange tracks, said, let me know what you think. And then my computer went to the grave, and I didn't respond to anybody for a week.
Even in the group chats, he was toasted. He was very...
You know why that is?
Yeah.
Because I respond to everything on the laptop.
I know.
And if you see me try to text on a phone, I look like a cave person.
I took it off group chat, Tom, to be like, yo, what's going on with the laptop? Like, you need a new cord or something? Like, I'll send you some money so you can get the cord. Because we were waiting on some tracks, and like I can be a pushy person, but I try my best. I know.
Shut up.
I try my best not to be very kind and gentle about it when it's we need it.
The whole problem was you didn't have a power cord?
Yeah, so here's the deal.
Wait. Hold on. Let me do this. Was that the whole problem? Yes. Okay.
Am I going to flip this table right now? You couldn't have been like, yo, buddy, I really need this. I would have gone to the goddamn Mac store.
Look.
The Apple store, not the Mac store.
He's a very principled person and has some interesting things.
Nobody's business, but I worked freelance and was waiting on a sizable check. ahead of that sizable
You literally
check.
sound like a Craig Finn song right now. Like, I'm waiting on a check. You know,
Ahead
like,
of that sizable
What you guys
check.
aren't seeing is a pile of cash now laid out on the bed.
Yeah,
So
well,
he's
now
good.
I'm like, now I feel
had
good
the
about
snow
myself.
angels and a
Yeah, now I feel good about myself.
Scrooge McDuck.
But ahead,
I could have fronted you like the $70. Though,
I
big.
get
Like,
it,
dude,
but ahead,
that's what I was saying.
ahead of not getting a check, because working freelance, sometimes you have to threaten people to get your money. I don't know if you're aware of this. You work a straight job, but sometimes, Bob,
Yes,
you know this too well.
It is not
Right.
fun.
You have
Waiting
to
for
get-
that check. I'm waiting on a couple checks right now, and I'm like,
You got to get weird sometimes. And while I was getting weird,
good at getting weird.
yeah, you know what? I'm getting better.
What kind
You
of
were getting
freelance were
better.
you doing, if you don't mind me asking?
I
Was it
wrote-
like
Writing,
comic
writing,
book?
writing.
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I had 3 issues in the can.
'Cause
and
you have
that's
some
that's
whacked out
sizable-
stories.
Yeah, but
that's a
yeah,
sizable
yeah,
check.
yeah.
But anyway,
You got it straight. They did you good.
they did me fun. Yeah, shout out to
some of your
my
stories are pretty
publisher.
good.
Yeah.
Shout out to my publisher. But
Shout out to my publisher.
it was a miscommunication.
Yes.
But yes, I did not have my fucking charger, and I was too proud to beg. So, but you know, look, you guys are
I wanna
laughing.
fucking
You're laughing.
Smack the shit out of
But he was broke. He was broke in.
yes.
Broke phone screen, broke computer. Things are
Everything
gone.
broke. Life broke. Life broke.
Dude, if you were like, yo, Jamie sent me these 2 songs, I can't listen to them because I don't have a power charger, I would have hooked it up.
Yeah, you'll make me a tape.
I mean,
Dude,
I could have just asked my girlfriend for this fucking $70. But here's the point: is that I had
This is our business right
I
here.
know,
We
but
can't do anything without this.
I know, but ahead
So
of
please
a
be
check.
careful with weird porn sites. you
Ahead
go
of a
on. We
check.
lose
Well,
the shit.
I'm actually just.
What
gonna-
about the weird porn site that sends a surge to your charger? It's like,
Right. Yeah.
Yo, Apple's running a fucking game with these chargers.
I know. Of
course
all
it
right,
is.
all right. Back to Jamie's vision of this. Yo, you want to hear a hot take?
Yeah,
He's exactly right.
I agree.
And he's not doing anything that's new either. I think there's a lot of bands who saw this. I think Fucked Up did this a little bit, where they were doing little singles, keeping people
But
intrigued.
physical, though.
But they were doing physical,
Yeah.
different time.
Yeah.
But it was the same kind of idea. Now, digital space. Think about how quickly people move on from a record.
Yes.
Forever feels like forever ago,
And it was.
and it was so
crazy.
big.
Like a little, what, a year
It's
and a half
a year
ago?
now,
Yo,
probably a little.
I think it was like January
You're right,
of-
year
I
and a
put
half.
out a record yesterday. Somebody wrote me to say, "This is the record of your career. I think this is the best work you've done. Really excited for what else you put out this year." What the fuck? Just roll around in this record for.
Send them the video game songs.
Roll-
That's what I
You
told people.
set that precedent.
I did. Yeah, it's my fault.
So like, you know what? If like if Code Orange comes out an LP
True.
next year,
Yeah.
and then like it's like, you know, another year without anything, they'd be like, yo,
Yeah, where's
what
my-
happened?
But I like the concept that he's doing because it's
super
breaking.
smart.
It's smart.
And at that level, you probably have access to
And
your
yo,
own recording stuff.
but here's
so you
the-
can fucking write a million songs and put out the best 5 you
hope.
have.
And even if you don't, just keep people engaged.
Yeah.
I wonder though. 10 years ago, not a million. 10 years ago, it would have been totally cool. Oh yeah, this band released a few singles between albums. 5 songs from those singles ended up on this 11-song full length. Would have been acceptable.
Yeah.
Like new recording, whatever.
Yep.
Now I think no go.
no.
I think. Well, okay.
We'll talk about
Maybe
that with
one or
Crime
two.
Watch.
Maybe one or two
Okay,
re-recorded.
So I slammed Crime Watch, but it is becoming standard for rappers to do this. So rappers are laying out a single that gets huge numbers,
Yes.
and then they are a year later bundling that into their album and
yeah.
counting the streams.
oh,
So-
really?
Yes. So it has worked out for them, but the reason I brought up Code Orange is because now they're doing stream adjustment, right?
Yes.
And this is a weird space because Code Orange shouldn't have to stress putting out a single. It should be a thing that is for fans, and it should be a thing to tide people over until there's another LP and to remind people that the band is growing. And there's no reason that they should worry about a chart. I just worry that with streams being adjusted and no physical attached to some of
Yep.
to this concept, that there is going to be some small-minded people who look at it
And see
say,
drop.
and say it didn't chart.
Drop,
You know
yep.
what I mean? Even though
Which is
streams
wrong.
are adjusted, etc.
Yeah. But
So-
the problem is, so a couple things. I won't give the full inside baseball here, but the stream adjusting, as I was told by some good friends, thank you. This numbers are still weird, and they still don't totally make sense to me because of the equation to dollars. But they're separated into 2 tiers: paid subscription audio streaming,
Oh, yeah.
and ad-supported audio streams. Paid subscription is much more valuable
Sure.
than ad-supported. And I get why, but I also go, you know what though? Why are those two things different?
I have no idea. This is a world
Do
that
you have any speculation on that? So if you have a paid Spotify account, like
Right.
I believe you have and I have,
I do $9.99 a month.
and yeah, right, same. And I feel like it's a thievery because it's like,
Yeah.
I listen to so much on there. It's great.
It's true, but every once in a while, PayPal goes, "You just paid $99." I'm like, "What the? Oh, okay."
yeah.
Because I forget that I do.
But our streams count for more than Patrick's free stream.
yeah.
But he's
I
getting
didn't
the
know
ad. Yeah, I don't know if that's totally new, but it is, and that's what's going on.
I mean,
Interesting,
just
right?
Yeah.
It's
Well, I mean, I
almost.
think that's-
It's not quite 2-1,
But
it's
is that
close.
to like make up for?
Oh no,
like,
it is 2-1. Yeah.
for them to share the money that they're getting? Like, is that
Maybe.
the thought that it's like, you're listening for free, you get one.
Oh no, because it's not. It doesn't change the number of streams, which is what you get paid on. It changes chart rating, like how it impacts charting.
Oh.
Because it's not, you're not
Oh, you mean
charting
like
for streams.
Billboard
'cause-
charts?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
It's
so like
charts.
if
So it's like this many
That
streams
math is
equate an
whacked.
album. Yeah, it sucks, and it's not fair to a band like. Do we have the numbers on that those two Code Orange songs? We can pull it up right now.
I
But
do not.
from what I understand, it's done very well, and people are. I was gonna say let's hold it for later. My opinion is, those are their two best songs, by far. I'm not a Code Orange fan, but I heard those two songs and was like, oh, these are really good, well crafted. Songwriting is there. Musically, doesn't have much tied into the world of hardcore that I typically dwell. I would venture to say this is not very hardcore,
but it is heavy.
but it's certainly heavy.
Really?
and
Yeah.
and I couldn't see if you like their other material, which I do not. I could not see you not liking this, and I kind of like this.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
I like a lot of music on like metal radio,
Yeah.
So
So Tom,
Yes.
while we're talking about the quality of it,
Spotlight, please.
you like this one as well.
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I
I-
still haven't heard. See, I'm a bad friend. I still have not heard it.
I think it's probably the best stuff that they've done so far. And I said that it's really the two full songs are really 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 well done, like really well done, and they're like super catchy. It's very heavy.
a lot of streams.
Dude
Oh, yeah?
from
Good.
Slipknot sounds as hard as he sounded since like the first record. When I saw them in New York, they closed with the remix, which is kind of dope.
Talk to me about that show.
It was fucking fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right,
So-
quick thing before we go, because I wanted
Yes.
you to give full show.
Yes.
Jamie's vocals on the new record are awesome.
Yes?
On the new single,
Okay. See, that excites me.
his best work.
That excites me.
All right,
Yeah,
anyways.
absolutely. And I think it even changed live. His voice
Really?
has changed sort of, and it sounds more like this.
Okay, so this is the sort of thing I'm hesitant to mention because Jamie will hear this and potentially become odd. Somebody who is a music industry professional of note told me
Tony Bennett?
Tony Bennett.
Tony Brummel.
Tony Brummel. No,
Tony.
said to me ahead of this tour, we're going to find out if Code Orange is real now. And he was betting maybe not. You know what I mean? And I didn't tell Jamie that because Jamie can be an aggressive individual with that sort of shit. But you were there. Tell me, was it real?
He or she lost that bet.
Yeah? Say, okay, well, I'm happy to hear that.
Well, and early returns, you weren't 100% sure at that show that it was Code Orange show till Code Orange went on.
Yeah, because you know what? Trail Lies, first band on a 5-band show
a lot
at a
of
bands
bands.
that doesn't do 5-band shows, mind
Yeah.
you.
Webster?
Irving Plaza.
Irving
That's like
Plaza.
a 2 or 3 gig
Yeah.
show, like 2 or 3 gig, 2 or 3 band show kind of place.
Yeah.
5 is kind of incredible. Didn't start any earlier than usual.
Too much for me.
Trail Lies did really, really well to be the first band, not from and they're not from the city, so they're not they don't have that local hometown kind of. Did great. The hit, Strength Through Discipline,
Yeah.
went over huge. Vane was fucking fantastic.
Vane got crazy.
Vane got crazy in a way that was sort of. It was nuts. They definitely had the cheat code going on, so all their friends came out and freaked the fuck out.
It's a good cheat code, though.
Yeah. Oh no. And the energy in that room was palpable.
And I think that their friend base is growing quite a bit.
Oh yeah, everyone's jumping out. Yeah, everybody wants a windbreaker.
I mean, fair to say,
Everybody wants a windbreaker.
fair to say, band of the moment. We'll get to their record in a minute, but but fair to say,
yeah.
band of the summer potentially. At
Oh,
least?
absolutely.
Okay,
A lot of summer hits on that record.
yeah.
Summer love it.
It sounds like I got my record in the mail today, and if you read the titles, it literally just is like a guy that worked at IT that was really mad.
Yo, can
Yeah.
I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
I pre-ordered the record way after you.
And you got
I
yours
got
first.
it like 10 days ago.
fuck, because you're
I
not.
know,
getting-
I didn't
you're
even
not
wanna
getting
say
for-
it.
You're not getting it for another 10, right?
No, he
I
just
got
got
mine
it.
today.
Oh, you did. Oh, you
but
did.
apparently the owner of the label did a make good.
Okay.
We'll see
Okay.
if it actually
Okay.
shows up.
Okay.
Here's a question to you guys. I want to get to.
We
back
are
to that.
all over the goddamn.
well,
mess.
and
We're
I'm-
all
I'm-
It's good. And I
we're
haven't
all
even gotten back
yerba-
to my
I'm gonna take us
Jay-Z takes,
I'm
which
gonna-
I got too.
I'm going to take us further. Do
And
I
he's got
do
you,
I
so-
look like an IT guy?
No.
No.
Mailroom, maybe.
African lady approached me at Whole Foods, a
I
dining,
was hoping you were going to be like at Best Buy because I was gonna be like, why are you at Best Buy?
dining area, and
He's just looking at plugs he can't buy.
Finding. It's like,
He's like, oh man, I wish I had a fucking
someday,
power cord.
when I get
Order
paid
my
someday.
mind.
So, but she was a professor, but didn't know shit about computers, and made me sit with her
Okay.
for like an hour as she had to submit materials, and was like, "Why doesn't this work?" And I was like, "What?" I helped her the whole time,
Like
obviously, because
esoteric?
she was really nice.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, "What do I look like?" I'm
No.
a skinny white guy with short hair. Is that what an IT guy is?
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, I mean, they are often, but I didn't think that I looked particularly
this woman in my
IT.
building at work told me I looked like a biker. I go, like a
What
BMX
kind-
biker? And she goes,
"What kind of biker?"
uh,
I mean, you got a beard.
I did refer to my significant other as the motorsport Mountain Dew parent today
that's
because
Dan
my
Cortez.
son asked me like, "Have you ever been on a jet ski, Daddy?" I'm like, "No, but maybe your mom has." And she's like, "I don't know, maybe." And I was like, "Yeah, she's the motorsport Mountain Dew parent." She
Her time spent in the
grimaced and
motocross
sort
scene.
of laughed, but then was like, "You
Yeah.
aren't." Yeah.
yeah, we have like a nursing school in my building. And she's like, this woman goes, you look like a biker. And I go, like a BMX biker? And she goes, no, like a, I'm like, do you mean like Sons of Anarchy? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, I'm wearing khakis.
Biker.
And she was like, yeah, but like, I had a denim jacket on, khakis, and a dress shirt. I was like, am I a biker going to jail? Like going to fucking
It's a
court?
court,
Like,
yeah.
I just think we need to address the stereotypes that are going along with all these things. You might look like an IT person
you're
because
pale.
it's changing.
Oh, okay.
You might
All
be
right.
like,
and bikers are changing.
yeah,
Like I cleaned up.
alt city IT guy got neck tats.
Yeah, that's true.
New era 2018 biker. Yeah, I got khakis, but my ride's outside.
But I was dressed like a biker that doesn't own a suit and is going to a wedding.
Yeah.
That's what I looked like.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like, and she's like, what do you guys do here? And I was like, oh, we help, mentally ill people coming out of jail. She's like, can anyone go? I'm like, well, if you've been on Rikers, you can. She's like, I'm going to send my boyfriend. And I was like, have a good night. Yeah.
Wait, she might have been kicking it to you.
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend's from Rikers?
Was on Rikers
she's like,
Island. Please do not.
You look like a biker.
Biker.
Yeah.
I see where I'm connecting.
No. I'm good.
All
Thank
right.
you. So,
Vein.
palpable. Like, it was, you could tell a lot of like, I'm hearing some stuff about this band Vein. I'm going to
Yeah.
go check them out.
Yeah.
A lot of dudes like that in the building.
Yeah.
A lot of like, what's this all about?
Speculators.
Yes. And then all their friends. There was a giant brawl
Okay.
that
During their set.
during their set that I was like, well, that was a good tour. Because I was assuming they were either going to get thrown off the stage or thrown off the tour because it was that
It was.
big of
It was definitely their people.
it was definitely their people.
Okay.
It was like, oh, your hardcore friends are here.
Yeah.
I was standing up there, like watching the show and everything, and there was just like this wave of human beings, like kind of being jostled around the entire venue.
They got because a thing I like about Vane is that there's nobody in that band that's bigger than me. They're like small dudes,
Well,
right?
no, they were all on stage.
Okay, so it's their friend. They're
friends.
Okay.
Maybe people they were on tour with.
Okay. Maybe.
Maybe people that they were employing.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Okay.
But it was a big brawl, and I was like, fuck, like this is like in my head, I just thought of like, oh man, they were so close. Like, fuck, this might really fuck them because like Irving Plaza is a Live Nation venue
And-
that your people are beating whatever the fuck is going on. That could have
Things were happening.
right.
and-
Second day of the tour.
Code Orange is hardcore kids, but
Yep.
that is a professional band.
They have
So-
people behind them that they can't fucking be like, sorry, my friends are dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
I mean,
exactly right. So
you get
there's,
kicked off of
there's
things
only
like
so
that.
many excuses you can make after a time.
Right, but they were great. Twitching Tongues were fantastic.
Yeah?
Sounded incredible.
I heard that they're
Big
doing well on
reaction.
this. I heard
Big
they're
reaction.
doing well.
It is really.
That's cool.
Very.
It is okay. I hadn't heard that. Okay.
Yes, I was just kind of like, after watching Vane, and it was just kind of like, oh, like your friends are going to act out because it's like your big show here.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that's going to be kind of hard to follow up.
Yeah.
And they did
Quite
well.
honest, and they did very, very well. They sounded incredible.
Like, is that a band who's built to play bigger rooms?
Yes.
Right, with their
so.
sound?
I
I
think
think
so.
they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
got opining. They got to get those smaller, the opening spots on big metal tours because I think they win fans on
They,
those.
they killed. They did really,
Am I
really
wrong?
No, so you're correct, but the
I get why it's hard to break out of
Yes.
it. They're all hardcore kids.
Yes.
They want to do the things. They want to do the cool thing. It's cool. The things they're doing are cool.
But we've talked about it. They're not anybody's darling. And to be successful, it's hard to do without being somebody's darling.
I feel like they could be the darling of a metal audience. And I could be wrong because the record's on Metal Blade, so whatever. But I feel like they could do well to that audience, and I mean their sound isn't vain. It isn't Trail of Lies,
No, I mean, if you were going to see, like if you were an older man or woman going to see some,
Let's go to see Clutch.
right, and you're like,
Oh,
oh, this
yeah.
band's
Oh, yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
And they're super aggressive to the Clutch audience, and I'd be like, I bet they win it, and they could do.
yeah.
Their,
But Vane might not, because Vane, would be
Vane
like,
probably
what
is
the
too
fuck
much.
is
Vane,
happening?
it's let's go back to the bar. Twitching Tongues, all their theatrics go over. Yeah,
But
someone whoever helps them, give them that push there.
But what I meant by they're nobody's darling is
Yeah.
if they had gotten a big cosign out front from, I'm going to sound dated if I list metal bands, but like,
Sure, yep.
but
Or even the dude from fucking Slipknot.
right,
Right, okay.
right.
He
right.
was bigging them up before he recorded with them.
That's
We
the
need like
cosign.
Rob Halford to be like that. Colin Young as the voice of an angel.
Or just if critics don't want them to win, they didn't like that last record. And it doesn't feel like critics are at all in the tank for Twitching Tongues. We've talked about it on the
I agree, which is
show.
funny because I'd say that they have an audience who there are people who want them to do well. They want them to win.
I mean, they have
And
fans that buy fucking $80 fucking
Hockey jerseys.
Hockey jerseys.
They're going
but-
full blue grape. I respect
It
the
would be
shit out of
crazy if I tried to
But-
sell one.
I think it's.
Yeah, you don't seem to have a hockey fan.
You do the Drug Church,
there's
the
some
Drug
hockey
Church,
fans
Drug
there.
Church River Rats ripoff.
Yes,
is hot.
that's not a bad idea.
But no, I think you're right. The optics community, circling back to that,
Yeah.
the optics community isn't treating them the way that I think they could be.
You got to work
which is a
twice.
shame.
You got to work twice as hard. If
If you don't have the right voices in your
Exactly.
corner, you're right.
So if they get in front of as we've said on this show a million times, if they get in front of the right crowd, it's going to be wildfire and it'll be great for them. But to get in front of that crowd, up front when the record came out, they would have needed a notable metal voice to say, "This is it."
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's just I mean, in Respect, they had it because Hatebreed took them out, but it just wasn't enough of a push. You know what I mean? You got to have somebody out there being like, "This is the fucking thing."
Mm-hmm.
Right. And if you, I mean, not to get too deep into it, but like if you listen to Hatebreed talking about that tour, they weren't that nice about it.
Oh, really?
Not that complimentary.
Ah,
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I listened. I was like, what the fuck, man?
not,
Like,
you know what? I like
really
that-
like
I-
straight up like not nice.
well, not nice, but it was sort of like, well, we need this. We need somebody to open this tour. Let's get
Just
Sean's
kinda like-
band.
just
Like it
kinda-
wasn't like, yo, this band is great. They belong on here. It was kind of
so
like,
just
I was
like-
doing a favor for my guy. Like, yo, dude,
Yeah, it's
they
not-
deserve to be on that fucking tour. It
Yeah.
wasn't like you weren't doing them a fucking favor. Like
No.
they're a great band.
Regardless
they should
of-
be on tours like that.
And regardless of opinion on what the music sounds like, they definitely work hard, you know, and
Abso-fucking-lutely.
have put in the time. And when people who don't like their music are like, why is that band on these tours? I was like, yo, I think a few reasons. One, they work hard.
Yeah.
Two, they put themselves out there. Three, I think they're easy to get along with on those things and don't fucking shake the boat.
100%. They're actual professionals, and not just that, but like,
And they're funny.
I think they are funny.
Colin is very funny.
I think there's
Doesn't
another.
that play better than the Clutch audience?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they would kill a Clutch audience. They kill a Ghost audience. They kill any of those
Yeah,
audiences.
true.
that, like,
That's totally
He
right.
could,
Yeah.
you know what though? He'd probably have to sign some kind of like non-compete thing,
Yeah,
and
no
not wear
robe.
the no robe.
yeah.
And even Morgado
Non-compete, non-robe.
was like, I like what he's doing here with the outfit. because he had like full on New York hardcore outfit under the robe.
I saw
He doesn't play to the robe enough.
Oh, okay.
Colin, I love you, man, but like I feel like you come out there, it's on for 2 seconds, and then it's in a pile.
Are we thinking makeup soon?
I wouldn't be against it.
I'm with it. I think they go it.
But like when they come out, like when they were setting up and stuff, Morgado was like, he's going out the robe. I'm like, this is the show. He should have the robe.
Yes.
There's a
Yes.
there's a fucking big fucking barricade. There's
Yeah.
security
Yes.
guards everywhere. He comes out for 2 seconds. By the time the light person realized, hey, this guy's wearing a robe, he like got the spotlight on there. Robe was already gone.
Yo, props to him though, because a couple shows later, I guess maybe it was Philly something. He is
play
playing
in the
guitar.
robe?
Yeah,
With
playing
the-
guitar with what's his face, Ghost Mane,
Mane.
singing, and he looked cool playing in the robe.
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
surprised.
silly.
Yeah, I was shocked that he was able to play in the. And then
Here's a wild card.
Yeah.
Takes off the robe, bulletproof vest, no shirt. That's the look.
he
Jam
kind
up.
of had
I
something
know-
like
I
that
know he
on
did.
there.
Yo, can the bulletproof vest have flair? Is it like?
Well, so what
I want it
Tom's
to be
referring
like,
to
That
is-
is heavy as fuck, though.
I want it to look like that it's in Terminator 2, but that Arnold's wearing it. So it's like metal and there's different things going
Well,
on.
you
I
know,
want it to be
bulletproof vests are made specifically for the person to wear, like who's wearing them.
Oh, is that right?
I found that out recently.
I heard you.
I don't know how true that is.
I heard you're not allowed to wear them.
Well, if you're a felon, you're not allowed to wear them.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. But
What if I'm
There-
just a safe felon, like a very cautious
you're
felon?
not allowed to. You can get in trouble. That's like the
This
equivalent of
country's
having a weapon.
fucking
It's
scam.
fucked up.
It's
Fucked
a
up. I don't like
scam.
that. I don't like that rule.
Nah,
But yeah,
stupid
like they're
rule.
formed like so. Like you couldn't share one with someone, even your own size.
I don't think anyone can share that robe.
No, sure.
No.
So, all right, now who do we have next?
Twitching Tongues.
Twitching Tongues were fantastic. They sounded fantastic.
Okay.
Like,
Now you were not impressed by Wicked Phase, but you were impressed by the fact that many people were fucking there for them.
That was the fear. It might have been a Wicca phase audience
Well,
until Code Orange hit
yeah,
on stage.
yeah. So I was not impressed. I was impressed with their perseverance because I was like, this is 40 minutes of my life that I kind of want to hurt myself.
Yeah.
Morgado kept just like looking at me and being like, what the fuck, man?
It's not for everybody.
You guys
Fuck.
both had chairs.
It's not
We
for
both had
everybody.
chairs. Yeah, I had Christ, I had a chair, and I was just like, yeah. I mean, a lot of people like it, and that's cool. And I'm old, and maybe it's not for me. But I texted a buddy of mine while they were playing, and I was like, hey, play "I Saw Water," Herb, and because that's what it sounds like. It's the dude that sang all like a lot of the awesome Tiger Jaw songs.
Water.
I have a very good Tiger Jaw story.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to do an impression.
So. Can I go on a tangent really quick?
Yeah.
Please.
We
So,
love tangents.
My old job, I was working like on an audit or something, so I was there late, blasting Tiger Jaw,
Uh huh.
and that "Lie to Me" song came on. Right, so all of a sudden, I had this guy that worked for me that was how do I say this nicely? Might have been on the spectrum a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And he comes running. He's like, "Do you hear that?" I'm like, "Hear what?" He's like, "A couple next door is breaking up. I just heard him yell, 'Lie to me' at her." And I go, "No shit, really, man?" Like I couldn't play up that I was jamming out music in my
Yeah,
office,
yeah.
but the guy thought that lie to me. Like I guess, and wherever he lives, when you argue, you sing, you yell in key.
You
I don't know.
sing- you sing at each other.
Lie to me.
That's a world I want to live in.
I do. Everything should be a musical.
Get ready for episode 26, folks.
Yeah. Hey,
While we're spiraling into tangents,
we are spiraling.
Tiger's Jaw doing a anniversary tour.
10th anniversary tour of that record.
Of that record.
It's a great record, man.
But I
Very good
see
record.
some saltiness from fans.
Really?
Because
a lot of the players aren't playing.
because yeah.
Right, because the Wicca Phase guy was one of the main vocalists on that.
Yeah,
Correct?
And,
I mean,
and
he-
songwriter.
He sang many of the songs that people consider maybe most memorable.
hits.
Yeah. So
Like I Saw Water.
yeah. So
What about
and I think which song do I like? Spirit Desire. That's a good drum beat.
Spirit Desire
So-
is great. That's if people don't know Tiger's Jaw or you're familiar with them now, but you don't know why they're so big in hardcore. They were always hardcore adjacent. That Spirit Desire EP that is, I guess, 12-ish years old
That's
now.
insane.
Is fantastic. And whatever label did that,
I think it was one that then stopped putting out records, so it got subsumed by Run for
something
Cover.
else. No.
Is that textbook or something?
No. That's different stuff. The label that did the Spirit Desire EP still does records.
Oh, is that like Count Your Lucky Stars or one of those?
No, I can't remember the name. I'll look it up while we
Okay.
talk about this.
Well, let me talk to Wicca Phase for a second.
Sure.
So that's Adam. That's the homie. I want him to succeed at everything he does.
He seemed to do really well. There was a ton of people in the room watching them, but it was the first non-mosh act.
Yep.
Crowd looked crazy.
Crowd looked packed because it was like, well, no one's moshing.
Nobody's going to kick me in the head. I can stand wherever I want. Yeah.
But, I mean, that crowd was... Any concern I might have had as soon as Code Orange started was not a problem.
Yeah. It was still live.
Like, they came out and it was like, oh, cool, Metallica's playing.
so
Tiny Engines.
Tiny Engines, yes. They
fantastic
continue,
label.
They
Who's
continue
put
to do a lot of stuff. Sure. Okay, that probably was a great jump start to that label because that release was mighty popular for a while. Okay, so Wicca Phase, that sets one mood, maybe puts out certain audience members such as yourself, but
not anyone else though. Everyone else seemed real into it. Every hardcore kid I knew there, like Alice Casey, like they're all fucking super psyched on Wicca Phase.
I mean,
and that's cool. Like it just wasn't for me.
You know what's now things are getting muddy. This conversation is getting muddy because I want good things for Adam, and yet it is a style of music that I can't even pretend to understand or have any affection for.
It was just weird to watch live, I think I might not have hated it as much recorded. It's literally just him walking in circles with a DJ.
Yeah.
It's not like, there's no like, when I say woo, you say like there's no fucking no interaction.
Not terribly kinetic.
He's super like awkward.
Yep.
And sort of like his shirt was ill-fitting, which bothered me a little bit. So, and he was like, kept pulling his pants up. I'm like, you're thin. You don't have to pull your pants up. They stay where you put them. You're not fat. Like, stop it.
So, but here's my thing, right? Is do we think that being totally, you and I are speculating now, okay?
Sure. Yep.
Is this a moment for that type of music, or is this a thing that we're going to see moving forward for a long time?
I think it'll be a thing.
Yeah?
I think more and more people are doing it.
It is, but a lot of people did dubstep for 6 weeks. My point is this its own thread of hip hop that we will see life in 3 years?
I take umbrage to think that that's hip hop.
I think it is. I think it is.
It's not. He's singing fucking Tiger Jaw songs off of fucking. It's like trip hop. It's not. It's not rap. Fucking Ghost Main, who played the next night. That's like a fucking rap show.
I mean, I think it might all be rap.
I don't know, man.
It's just you and I are stuck in like a boom bap sort of fucking New York sort of state of mind. You know
so you're saying like this is like adjacent to like fucking Migos, but it's just done by a skinny white guy?
No, I'm saying that like this is like, yes, it is
or
adjacent.
Like Lil Yachty.
It's the
skinny, cold in Minnesota.
It's Yachty's skinny white cousin. Yes, it's Pontoon.
Is it gonna last?
It's Little Pontoon.
I think it's going to evolve, and I think it is here to stay. More in the content and form, not so much the content, but the structure and form. Because now we're at this world where DIY ability to do this is so accessible.
It's very sexy in that way.
It's so sexy, and it's so sexy to young people.
Yep.
It's like, oh, this is just somebody. I mean, Nicole Dollanganger is actually a funny alternate take on this because she was making all her music basically in her bedroom, just doing home recordings. Yo, that's hot. That's what people are about. There's a connection. We're spoiled to it because of hardcore and punk music, because that's kind of like the deal. It's like, yeah, you feel this direct connection to artists. Now they're like, yeah, yo, I recorded this like 2 days ago. Here it is. Boom, pop it up.
So it was a good look on the tour, though, I think.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
To split up the heaviness.
Yep.
You know, I mean, Ghostman is kind of abrasive, but like having like Nicole on it or whatever to sort of break it up, because every band on it is dumb heavy.
And then, I mean, because Code Orange is moving into, they're dumb heavy, but they're moving into alternate.
Not dumb meaning stupid. I meant like dumb, really heavy. Sorry, I got real New York.
We got ignorant.
Yo, it's like dumb heavy, son.
Mad heavy.
But heavy. Hella heavy. We got all the regionals.
It's hella heavy.
They're moving to these sort of electronic parts here and there, and I think they want to diversify their audience. I mean, show that.
We've talked about it. The two smartest bands are doing the two smartest things. Code Orange and Turnstile are doing the two smartest fucking things they could do for their careers, which is to have tours that are not necessarily what we would plan if we were sitting in a room thinking what's a good...
Or what their diehard fan from 4 years ago would have fantasy books for them.
But then when we hear them, we go, fuck, that's really smart.
Yeah, exactly.
And even more so when and even more so when you see it in action, it's like, ooh, okay,
totally makes sense. But they were sick. They sounded great. I take a little umbrage at Mr. Morgan, but we'll take that offline.
Okay, all right.
Oh.
That was not a big deal.
Nah.
You know how he does the whole like, I'm giving shout outs as I'm playing music to bands or whatever?
Yep.
Like,
Really?
So he gave an Indecision shout out during that song Spy, which is about people that like talk shit.
Ah.
So I don't know, it was like, it's,
Oh, it's a sub.
Was it like a-
sub.
Yo,
Axe to Grind,
subtweeted Axe to Grind.
Yeah, because I'm like,
this is your first Axe to Grind, Axe to Grind.
yeah, so I don't know.
All right.
But it was like, and
I gotta work. I gotta work a computer. I'll text him.
Yo, he somehow has the live feed from Patrick's laptop. He's texting him now.
And I was like, I don't think
Tell
he did that
that
on
son of a
purpose. But yeah,
So good show though.
fantastic. It was like that was like a show. That was like a concert,
Yeah, see, I
and they
love
killed.
that. I love that.
They
Shit.
killed.
Good.
And it was a packed room. All the
room.
photos looked
Packed
Good.
room.
Yeah.
Good.
Had to be upwards of, I mean, to guess, if I had to guess, 900,000 people.
Fuck.
Awesome.
I would
Great.
imagine.
All right. Good.
I mean, it was, yeah, and all the bands did well. It wasn't like, oh, it sucks opening band playing in front of 100 kids. It was a fucking crowded room from Get.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm sure they sold a ton of merch. I know a lot of people had trouble, like the band members, like coming in and out of the place because there was a shooting.
Oh,
there,
really?
Not year or two. Remember that rapper
Oh,
Troy
of course.
Ave?
Yes. The Troy Ave incident. Of
Yeah.
course.
I was about to say this vein brawl got real.
Yeah, it got
violent.
real,
Damn.
yeah.
For people that
And
are
Alice Casey carrying a Glock.
We know how you roll, Alex.
Yeah.
for people that
Beacon.
are engaged in the generational divide between snitching and no snitching and snitching, the Troy Ave case is deeply fascinating. I urge everybody to look into that.
But yeah, there was a shooting in VIP. So like Zach Bain is working with Code Orange. He's like, dude, every time I go out, like I have to like get wanded
Patted
down
down,
before
yeah.
I come back.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm with the band, and I'm like, dude, there was like a shooting here.
Yeah.
Like in this 20 by 20 space.
Yeah.
There was an actual shootout.
Yeah,
So like they definitely have to like
played the Masquerade, and there was a shooting there. Somebody died, and
Not long ago.
not long ago. Yeah,
that foundation show was lit, huh?
and I said, I was like, wow, that's crazy. This room, and somebody's like, yeah, well, they stumbled outside and died on the sidewalk, and then somebody that worked there said, that's the official story. They died right fucking there.
Yeah. And they went.
we just don't want to creep people out, but
Yeah,
they
they
died.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air him out the back door.
Yeah, we can't have people dying here. Damn it.
Is the Masquerade? Is that the new one? Or is that,
New Masquerade, which is now like, have you been to Walt Disney World or like any of the
Yes.
Disney spots?
Sure.
You know how there's like fake villages?
Yeah.
The New Masquerade is like a fake village. There's a fake street, like a fake like pedestrian walkway, and then venues on either side of it. It's a
weird.
complex. It's truly
Oh, yeah,
bizarre.
yeah.
how close is it to the old one?
Not super close as this is. I think this is pure downtown.
Oh, yeah, downtown.
Atlanta.
They've been trying to do stuff down there for a
Yeah.
while.
Cool.
I actually, the old Masquerade was good if you liked like breathing in wood louses and shit because it was falling apart, but it had like a haunted sort of nice
Yeah.
sort of vibe to it. This is not haunted at all. This is
Brand new.
Disney, but
Fry's Electronics.
it is Fry's Electronics exactly, but it is. It's a pretty hot venue, honestly. I like the rooms are
Same idea though, like Heaven, Hell, and Purgatory.
Yes,
and
the
all that
rooms
stuff.
are scaled,
Nice.
and they continue to scale them in a way that largely makes sense. So I actually like the New Masquerade.
Cool.
All right, so circling back, I said I had 3 ways to connect this
Please.
to the J&B. Should hip-hop major label releases impact hardcore records? I'm thinking of what is now, when you hear this, yesterday a bunch of hardcore records came out and the new Drake.
Oh yeah,
And it's and a friend who is one of these bands was like, yo, like,
we're getting buried by Drake.
yeah, half our friends are just posting about the new Drake. Is that weird?
Well, you got to get new friends at that point. But
No new friends.
no. You know what?
That's good. I like
Yeah,
how
it
you
was,
did that.
it was a good ref. Sure. I think that this when something giant happens,
Yeah.
you're going to get buried. My record came out the same day as Drake's. I think it worked in my favor because there was people that were just like,
Because if people think like, when I think of Drake, I think of Pac-Man.
yeah, they said,
Holy shit, big day for records. Drake, self-defense, some other shit, I don't know.
You dance weird just like he does.
But that's the thing. I'm a meme just like he is. You know what I
Can
mean?
you do the Drake Call Me on My Telephone, Call Me on My Cell Phone song?
So the other day, as far as me attempting to do things, Amelia's a good dancer. I'm a bad dancer.
Get out.
And
Yo, I bet Tom, good dancer.
I probably cut it up.
I'm a good
little bit.
dancer.
I dance twice a year. If I'm on
You gotta get hot
if
on
I'm on
that,
tour
man.
in Europe, I'll dance in Europe.
Step up.
But I watched
sprocket
I
thing?
watched multiple videos on how to Millie rock, and I came in and I tried to impress Amelia, and she was not at all impressed.
Is that the hand and the kick?
Yeah, that one's tough.
That's kind of tough. I don't know a lot of people that can pull that off.
Well, you know what? I can't. But back to
You can.
cannot.
Yeah, okay.
Or
Drake,
at least in her
Drake,
view.
major label hip hop. And is this more now than it's been in the past? Because the implication was, there was a time before now where people who were into underground music were less concerned with big records.
Okay, great question. Two friends who are lifetime corpsmen, whether they want to be or not. This is just their orientation of who they are.
Where they at?
They have both told me in the past 2 months that hardcore is now purely just another genre. And
To who?
they
To
say
them?
in general, it is.
or like to the younger audience.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So like the kid that loves Drake and is a sincere Drake fan has extreme crossover with Trail of Lies, has extreme
Pretty
crossover
wild.
with
Right, like the kid who was tripping 2 weeks ago for the new Vein is now tripping for the new Drake.
100%.
Yeah.
And is that a change? Exactly as you said, there used to be a subculture person / college radio person.
Yeah.
That person who had no interest in what
pop.
was going on
Yeah.
in the larger world. Madonna, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
Oh
it
yeah,
was.
the hottest track. Yo, when and maybe you guys had similar or different experiences, but there's a little window of my life where when I got into hardcore, I was so excited, and I was one of those dudes who was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna not like the stuff I liked before. I still like Pearl Jam. I still like this, that, the other," and I thought that was good balance. But other than the shit that played where I was working, I don't know pop culture 98 to like pop culture music
Yeah.
very well from 98 to 2000.
So
Yeah.
I still find myself being this person sometimes. When people talk to me about certain types of pop, I go,
Oh.
"Why are you insulting my intelligence? I don't give a fuck about that." But I realize that is a minority opinion and also kind of dick. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah. I
music.
think pop music now though is better than it had been for a very long time.
Maybe, I don't know.
Like since you've been gone, Kelly Clarkson.
That's what you're using as
song.
your
Like
that's
Party
your
in the
lynch- This is
USA?
your Party in the USA,
Dude,
But this is
That's
those are
10
8 years
ago.
old
10
now.
years, 10
But you know what I mean though, as compared to like, all right, so like 1999, I couldn't name you a fucking pop song from
I
'99.
can. There's some good ones
Are there?
actually.
Sometimes you-
Destiny's Child. There's some good.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
Bills.
Christina
Hey,
Aguilera.
Home Ba- Ooh.
What's that? Xtina. You know.
No, was that no? She wasn't Xtina yet. She was
Maybe
probably
that's
still
2000, let's
Genie
see.
in a Bottle. Maybe
That's like 97.
no.
Yeah.
No, she's from Staten Island.
Is she?
Yeah,
Britney
originally.
Spears' birthday's the day after mine. One
Really?
day. Yeah. love
You know
it.
whose birthday I share a birthday with?
Tell me.
Debbie motherfucking Gibson.
Oh, nice.
Boom. What's up, girl?
All right.
So, should
oh,
it-
Brandy and Monica, The Boy's Mine. Big pop hit in
Oh,
'98.
rest in peace.
Shania Twain, You're Still the One. Still the one.
Oh, that's like some wedding shit.
it is.
It is.
That's prom and
That's
wedding.
what. That was when you danced.
I hope you dance.
So, should it? I can't answer that. Does it? Yes, it does impact. To answer your
What is
question,
Yeah,
happening?
it definitely does.
it does
I'm having a
impact.
fever dream right now. I don't know what's happening.
Well, I'm
This is a freewheeling. We love it. Freewheel is a
there
good
fucking
episode.
acid on these stickers? Like, what is happening?
I'm
right
also
now?
well. You can catch me eating cold ramen because I forgot I left it out.
It's okay. It's a hot day.
Yeah,
so.
it is a hot day. So,
Ice cold ramen. That's a new thing.
where were we? Oh, should it impact? I don't know. Does it impact?
Yes.
Kind of. Because I don't think anybody didn't listen to my record because they were listening to Drake. However, they did. Plenty tweets mentioned us in the same fucking breath, which is weird.
Which is cool though, because if you're like
Sure.
searching for Drake, then you see, oh, what the hell is this shit?
Sure.
And before we get back to the topic, I want to thank our mid-roll sponsor, OVO.
Drake. Oh.
October's very own.
OVO
now
Fest.
sponsoring Self-Defense Family. Please be on the lookout for the OVO Canadian tour speech featuring.
I think it's funny though because like it's definitely a different world, but in my like in my heart, I like if say like we have a show booked, and I go like oh fucking ASAP Ferg is playing, like I'm like there's gonna be kids that would usually come see us are going to see fucking ASAP Ferg instead of us,
Yo, when I
and that's weird. to me.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
when
it used
I-
to be like I don't give a fuck. Oh, Lucero's playing down the block. I don't give a shit because people are still gonna come see us. But other stuff, it's kind of like
4 years ago, I booked.
boy, you're strong.
4 years ago, I booked Short Stock, Title Fight, a bunch of bands. It did well, but not as well as I thought it could because there was a show in Philly. I don't remember what it was. Paramore was playing at PNC Arts.
Paramore
And-
will fucking kill a subculture.
Paramore will fuck you up.
And Primus was playing in Asbury.
Don't tell me that took one
It
person.
did.
It definitely
At the
did.
Shore, Primus is
Fuck.
big.
Dude, that
That's
Corey.
real. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
that dude
we have
fucks
people
with-
who go. Yeah, Primus
there's a lot
is
of
cool.
people, yeah.
All right, can I read you guys the top 10 singles of 1998?
Sure.
Oh,
All right, Just
98.
Missing Out. How's It Gonna Be? Third Eye Blind.
That's a great song.
Great song. How's it number 11?
Yeah.
How's it gonna be?
Yeah. I'll be
I
honest
Don't
with
Want to
you.
Wait. Paula Cole.
I don't want to wait.
Forever.
Where
Yo,
have all the
Dawson's
Cowboys-
Creek. Dawson's
That's
Creek.
true. That's right.
Nice and Slow. Usher. Good song.
Yeah, I can't sing that for you though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know that.
Candle in the Wind 97. Elton
Nah,
John.
not good.
That's all right.
Come on.
All My Life. Casey and JoJo.
Oh, that's a good
Great
song.
song.
That's a good song.
Together Again. Janet Jackson.
I don't know that song.
How Do I Live? Leanne Rose.
I live without
Great one.
you?
Truly Madly Deeply. Savage Garden.
Yeah.
You're Still the One. Shania Twain. Boy's Mind. Brandy and Monica. Tell me if you guys
That's a
know
thin
this
year.
one. The number one hot single, Hot 100, Too Close by Next.
Feeling real slow.
Oh, that song's
You're
fucking
getting
hot.
too
Yeah, it's
close.
the
a
boner
great
song.
song.
It's great.
That's a
great
really-
Boner
That's-
song.
yeah,
You say
yo.
bonus song or boner?
Boner. It's about
Like
having
a-
a boner. It's
Yo,
sick as
Too
fuck.
Close and Nice and Slow. Good year for
Yo,
Boner
give me
Jam.
99.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
Because I feel like that was a thin year.
Yeah.
If Truly Madly Deeply was like
Truly
number
Madly
4.
Deeply.
I don't know.
How's
That-
It Gonna
that
Be
next-
should have been in there.
That
though.
next
yeah.
that next song is fucking hot.
Yeah.
That next song is really good. And Boy's Mind is a good one.
Yeah, it's all right.
Didn't Brandy die? No, Monica died.
Monica died. Brandy's
Well-
still kicking.
That's
but
right.
didn't Brandy kill someone?
No,
Brandy
Brandy's
did-
brother did.
Okay.
No, Brandy's brother banged Kim Kardashian.
Ray
But-
J.
Ray J.
Yeah.
But no,
First.
Brandy killed somebody.
Brandy killed
Brandy
somebody.
killed
Yeah.
somebody. Okay.
Vehicular homicide.
All right, yo, 99's hotter.
Knew it.
10, just so you can get the feel. Number 10, Livin' La Vida Loca, Ricky
Dude,
Martin.
that's number
Everyone
10.
knows.
Yeah.
Like
Nope.
your mom knows that song.
Yeah, of course.
Nobody's supposed to be here, Deborah Cox.
Don't know.
Nobody's supposed to be here.
I don't know that one.
Okay, I don't
Yeah,
know.
you know it.
Every Morning, Sugar Ray. Everyone knows it.
That was 1999?
Fuck.
Tom was correct. Genie in a Bottle, Christina.
Has double bass on it.
Kiss Me, Sixpence None the Richer.
Yeah, he's still dying
Over
on it.
Genie in a Bottle.
Shout out to my to my brother-in-law.
Future
There you
brother,
go. Yeah.
Baby One More Time, Britney.
Wow.
Heartbreak Hotel, Whitney Houston featuring Faith Evans and Kelly Price. Yo, that's some
Is that
country shit.
The Elvis song?
I think so. With
I never even
Whitney
heard
and
of
yeah, it's breaking country market.
Poor Whitney.
Angel of Mine, Monica. Deep cut.
I don't even know that song.
The top two. Number 2, No Scrubs, TLC.
Great
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
Great song. Great song.
Still
And number
reverberating
1
in 2018.
Number 1 in 1999.
Number one.
Casey Keenum. Stop. Case Keenum. Casey Kasem.
I was like, who?
Believe, Share. Fantastic song.
Oh yeah, it's a good song.
Which brought in fucking pitch shifter into common use,
Yes.
or not pitch shifter. What is it called? it is pitch shifter.
It is.
Oh,
a,
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it is a
fucking-
pitch shifting device.
it's
auto-tune.
auto-tune.
Auto-tune. Little
do you
Yachty owes his career to that song.
Which, by the way, people accusing me of using auto-tune on our new album.
Have you heard his voice?
I'll just have you know.
No?
Well, it's
Little
possible.
bit.
It's, po-
Everyone
it's
does,
possible the
though, a little
engineer.
bit.
It's possible the engineer.
He was like, yo,
But-
fuck
I
it.
gotta clean this up.
but-
My name's going on this.
But to be honest, auto-tune doesn't work on my voice terribly well because
don't have any-
Yeah, well, line to line, there's no consistency. In
Yo,
me.
next
No-
Patreon
so-
episode is going to be us auto-tune songs.
Well-
We're going to do just songs of
We
us.
want to just auto-tune our speaking?
No, just I want us
That's a
to
good
do
episode.
tracks.
Remember
Let's
when
do
that was like
auto-tune
remember
tracks.
that when that was like a trend on YouTube? Was everything auto-tune? Anyway, point is, for that critic that says, "Oh, you're using auto-tune," no, it's just as bad. It's composites of literally like 80
Oh, yeah, yeah.
takes. You know what I
Although
mean?
I think
Yeah,
a lot
shaving,
of bands
blending.
do you. I feel like we might have even used auto-tune to a point just to kind of like clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not like, but it's
No,
like it's
sure.
definitely, yeah, like they do it to just make sure like you're in key.
Sign up for the Patreon. We're going to be doing some auto-tune singles. All right, so yeah.
Boom.
Final question, and we can move on from the Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Oh my god.
You like this? We go on tangents. What's the hardcore equivalent of this record in terms of the long-standing relationship content? So when you were talking about it, I was thinking like, oh yeah, is there any bands who are writing songs in hardcore? It's like, yo, we talked about this. We got the track for the like, Stay Down. We got the track for the I'm So Mad. Are there any records that you guys can think of that are a parallel to this thing?
What
in
about that
content.
Walter Schreifel song? That Letter to the Scene song? Whatever.
Oh, Letter to the Scene,
Or that other song.
the song for rabies.
Yeah.
I've said that
That's a good one.
the only hardcore love song that's worth a shit to me is Trust. You know what I mean? That's it. Otherwise, you can argue maybe the Shelter or 108 song where you're singing about your love of your particular God. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a Christian hardcore band that has similar themes. But as far as romantic love, hardcore is deficient as fuck, man. It's like a very dysfunctional.
Very dysfunctional.
It's not people that are killing it in the relationship.
Yo,
world.
you're right.
No,
7 seconds killed it on that.
It's true. One thing, we would be remiss in being a hardcore punk, the preeminent hardcore punk podcast.
Yes.
And not shout out Steve Soto from the Adolescents.
True.
Who passed away
yeah,
this
we
week.
would. Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally
Kids of
was
the Black
just on
Hole.
tour
Yeah.
here a week ago.
So
And he's gone.
means nothing to me as far as artistry. He's not a guy that
Adolescents,
I can't.
nothing for
Nah,
you?
the Adolescents don't do anything. But that California thing, that LA thing, that BYO thing, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, is of such.
I mean, the Stearns love you.
And I love the Stearns, but it is more than caring about the specific music. It's just fascinating, and I have so much respect for those people.
That dude's been there since the get-go.
Yo,
So much fucking respect.
And now
for
you
those
won't get
people.
to see the Adolescents. I don't think. I think
No.
that's done.
Yeah.
Go
everyone-
listen to Adolescents
yeah.
self-titled. That record is fucking
You all heard the
classic.
song on Tony Hawk or whatever.
Oh
the
yeah,
fuck.
there
Yeah.
you go.
Yo.
But R.I.P. I follow a very interesting person on Instagram, who is a woman who was in one of those L.A. bands that was kind of there's a New York maybe analog in the respect that they did play with hardcore bands, they did play with punk bands, but they were on the slightly more Sunset Strip
Okay, yeah.
version.
Okay.
What was that spot that in New York that was by
99X.
Like a club?
it was a club that was by St. Mark's.
Continental.
The Continental.
Which just closed yesterday.
Is that
Wild.
true?
Yes.
Oh, R.I.P.
Finally.
Continental.
Saw the Cro-Mags, saw Harley, Cro-Mags on not the Revenge tour, but the tour after that.
Right.
Saw Harley's War there.
Good beat-up stories there.
A bit of a clueless venue in some respects. We could say that,
Absolutely.
right? Okay. So
Next to the McDonald's, next
yes,
to St. Mark's.
Yes, correct. So anyway, point is,
Guy outside wearing one of those.
top hats.
No, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like an Asian hat, like the bamboo hats.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But
sure.
I forget his name.
I know who you're talking about.
But he's the guy who worked the door for everything.
Yeah.
Definitely a white
Yes,
guy.
that's right.
Yeah.
Definitely wearing an Asian hat.
He didn't like the sun in his eyes. It was just an effective.
Apparently he was a douche. I forget his name. His name was like
No, he
like
was a
Trigger. or
Yeah.
Trigger, I think.
What about the
Hard
time
name.
the times gone past where it was common to know the names of bouncers and people at clubs?
Oh yeah, not common anymore.
No, I
Nah.
know.
No, remember it's like Big Charlie is like
Yeah.
a fucking
Yeah.
like famous
Like a
We
myth.
talked
New
about
York hardcore guy.
OPEC Sid,
With,
kids.
Grubby Mike in Albany.
Grubby Mike.
So, point is that this woman that I follow on Instagram was adjacent to that BYO scene her whole life. You know what I mean? Knew those people intimately. And as those people all are aging and kind of passing into either the great beyond or different parts of life, it's really fascinating seeing her takes on it. Because it's like she was frontline and seemed to get along with everybody and is still involved in the respect that, like, she's a performer. I think she does belly dancing or burlesque
Okay,
or something,
sure,
whatever.
sure.
But is down with all those people. And I didn't think a thing about the man's passing until I saw her response,
Oh yeah.
which made me emotional. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And because when you see people, like, as fans of something, we can have a response,
Yeah.
right? But it's not the same as somebody that grew up with them. You know what I mean?
right, and that's the part, and it's like there's a part of me like who sees it, and like we kind of memorialize it as fans, like, oh shit, the dude from the Adolescents died. But whenever that happens, you got to remember the important part was the dude, not necessarily the Adolescents, but we're fans, we're emoting. It's this how you related, and there's nothing wrong with it. I certainly was like, oh shit. You know,
You got to think like that dude's had the same friends probably for
right, the
35,
people.
40
Yes,
years
yes.
that you might not have in like general society,
Right.
But you do in punk and hardcore. That it's like, hey, I see you 3 times a year, but I consider you a buddy, like my friend.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you've been for 30 years, 40
You know what I mean?
years.
You see like all the photos of like Jimmy Gestapo kissing him on stage, and I mean, anyone who spoke about him talked about him in like
Glowing.
glowing terms, like what a sweet guy he was, and how he'd like tell people stories about like, you know, the fucking Black Flag riot and all
Yep.
this sort of stuff, because he was like literally
Front line to
there
the whole
on
thing. Yep.
everything. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And that Adolescence record, everyone that we like or grew up listening to that.
Yes, correct.
You know what I mean? So
So R.I.P. to the man. We'll keep his family in our thoughts. What else we got today?
While we were talking in kind of in a loose way, is this a good year,
Very
right?
loose way.
Is this a good
Yeah,
year for
sorry.
music? I said yes.
I'm biased.
You're
but I'm
biased
going
by
yes.
yours. Remove it. Let's say you don't, and you got another record coming out.
I got
this
two
year.
records coming out this year. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we got asked for you to talk about Drug Church. We're not going to do that right now. We'll do it at a later
Some
time.
other time.
it's a person ask about
Huh?
who someone asked?
Oh, a Twitter person asked us. I don't know who it was. It wasn't. It was a real person who was like, "Fuck the haters. Talk about Drug Church more." I think it was like a Drug Church over self-defense person, which is fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, it's still your art.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
Well, palatable.
because we've been talking a lot. Pat gets shit for talking about his bands. Bah bah bah. But
You know what? You know what though? Like, I don't know if anybody really feels that way, because when I'm talking about my bands, I'm not like getting heavy lyrically or anything. I'm talking about like typically the fucking business side of it, which
or
I
you're
think is-
using it to relate to the
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
So, but the business side I think is actually fascinating, and we should at some juncture talk about how different labels handle different things, which I'm experiencing firsthand right now,
Right.
and is pretty interesting.
Well, and that's the part where we got to be careful, because we always are like, me and Tom like sitting over here like, yo, is Pat sabotaging his bands right now? Is he killing himself?
Look at
Because we think it's been good. It's been good for his exposure.
moving
A
forward.
lot of
being
people,
on
on the podcast with us.
Oh yeah, a lot of people that probably never would have given you
Yeah.
a chance,
For sure.
or
Are
like
listening.
Bob's friends or my friends that
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, I'm going to check out Tom or Bob's podcast," and they're like, "Hey, I've gotten more recently a lot of DMs and texts and stuff. They're like, coming around on Pat."
yeah, you're
lot of
getting,
people,
you're
so-
winning, you're warming to.
I mean, there's some people that want to punch you in the balls, but like, there's definitely people that are
Did
like,
you like Patrick when you first met him? I probably.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
And you know
he was
what?
a-
We were like fast friends from the minute I met him.
Yeah,
we get on.
same.
We
Yeah.
get on.
We
But-
always have. I don't know. I couldn't tell you when the first time I met him. Right?
no,
Do you remember?
no. I don't-
Mid-stage
I don't-
dive during Indecision.
I don't remember
Maybe.
anything.
I don't know if I met him in Albany. I just
Yeah,
remember
you-
he did an MPB video.
For a non-drug user, you have a pretty bad
Terrible
memory.
memory,
Yeah, I know.
terrible.
Sure.
Because he
but-
just doesn't give a fuck.
No, it's,
I think that's more like, I don't give a
I'm a
shit.
sociopath. I don't think that's true. But along with that, I think anything I say on here is actually good. For
Okay,
me,
okay.
For this reason, because and tell me how this is actually This is a big conversation, broad
Yeah.
conversation, but
Yeah.
we'll keep it short. I'm thinking that if I keep my brand honesty, and I try to be as honest as
You've been with
possible.
that. That's been your brand
Yeah.
for a long time.
That should something ever come up where somebody has a real problem with me, at least they can rely on the fact that there's no tricks. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I think that people value that. So even if you dislike
Like
me,
the transparency
yeah,
is. Yeah.
So not every label is going to love everything that I say about business,
Right,
whatever.
sure.
But I feel like as long as, and I've been thinking about this a lot because the way that certain people present online has been in my mind lately. You know what I mean? And I think,
Anybody in particular?
and I think that if you go for even not necessarily ugly, but difficult, even if you go difficult, but it is very clearly an honest portrayal, I think in the end, and I don't know, I can't prove this, I think in the end it might benefit you. That's how do you feel about that?
So this is kind of what we were talking about. Like, you want, like, you are what you are on stage and off.
Yeah.
You kind of are. Although I
true.
would like to say,
Yes.
I want, my boy Jay Reason has access to SoundScan.
Yep.
So I'm definitely going to get the first week SoundScan of the last Self-Defense LP. And I'm going to get the one for this one. And I'm taking full credit on any difference.
Okay, yeah. Yo, and
Right?
go
Is
back.
that fair?
Yeah,
You want the
definitely.
credit?
Yeah,
I want to be like,
yeah,
yo,
I
if you
think
sold like
he's
twice as many records,
I think
you got to
it's-
throw us a little bit of a bone.
Yeah, I think he's right.
I didn't
Right?
know.
I mean, is that-
And I think we got to go back to the two LPs, the
Fuck it
last
then.
two LPs.
If you want to do that, like to make it fair, so it's like, well, you know,
Because Earth is what is Earth is heaven is Earth,
Yep.
not critical success.
Now people talk about it like
Critical success, but not like
commercially.
Yeah.
I think it did worse than the record before it, and I fucking
so if there's any upward trajectory, Axe to
Axe to
Grind
Grind.
has to get a little
I
bit
mean,
of
we
a.
also did put out a superior record. It's really good. No, you don't care about that. All right.
And thank you.
That doesn't always mean anything.
No,
Jeff,
that's
I
A lot
think-
of bands put out their best
That's
record
true.
that no one
That's
cares.
true. Okay,
Jeff,
fair.
I think that qualifies, right? So we got that. Just
Jeff, let me hit-
Cash App.
Jeff Run for Cover hit us with that cash out.
No, honesty is a great thing. It's my go-to. But there's people who don't like the truth, and there's even more people
Some
who are
people
like,
can't handle the truth.
I've
right?
heard that.
And there's people who are fine with the truth, but just not in public space.
Right,
And that's the part where I worry about. But you're the editor, so at the end of the day, you can just chop it.
And
if you like.
I understand the rationale. That,
Same.
I do. So like, let's say that if you're not, let's say that if you're a person of, we'll use the word honor, but it's a
Sure.
weird word. The choices would be truth or silence, right? Those would be the two options.
Yep.
Because you don't want to be out there like misrepresenting or lying, which I think is like right now. I've just been thinking about this a lot, seeing people online, and I just feel like there's a lot of pressure to misrepresent at the moment.
Yes.
And some people are good at it. They're tacticians with it. They know how to misrepresent.
It seems almost second nature.
Second nature. But if it's not second nature,
Mm-hmm.
and the women in my life can tell you, I'm a terrible fucking liar. If it's not your fucking nature, I think your options are truth or total fucking silence.
So here's a question for you, because I think you might have hit this too, and Tom, you can speak on this too. I have gotten in trouble for being too honest in my personal life and
Oh, yeah.
relationships and stuff, where, just use a random example. Someone spends time to make you a meal. Meal comes out. That's good. That's good. That one's not as good as last time.
This
So
one's
what
a little salty.
happened? Yeah, right? And now multiply that by life. Like, oh, I'm just going to say the honest thing.
Yeah.
Even if that doesn't feel kind.
Yeah.
Or compassionate or gentle. And a very smart person said to me, where did you get the idea
that people wanted to hear it.
that you can just say the first thing that comes to your mind because you think you're being honest, that it's okay to say that with no regard for how that might make someone feel?
Well, because I think possibly
Yeah, no, please.
To maybe both of us, honesty feels very respectful.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like-
And it was that was my truth.
Yeah.
And but because in my opinion, I was like, oh, if I'm being honest, when I, opine like, holy shit, this is the best thing I've ever eaten.
I'm immediately credible and believable. Yep.
And my hyperbole, while it may be hyperbolic and effusive, that you can believe that I am honestly feeling that and expressing that.
Right.
And that when I am disappointed, and this is like, I was the kid at Christmas that when I got the pair of socks, it's like, death glares. Like, what the fuck is this garbage? I don't you wasted $4 on this. I would have rather half a toy.
Oh,
Anything.
hold on. Another heavy question. Are we ready for another heavy?
Let's go.
This is supposed to be a new music episode.
I know, but I didn't have a computer. I didn't listen to anything.
But we got some good stuff. We'll get to that.
All right.
So
Tease.
on tour, we were out with an instrumental band, so this doesn't include them. But somebody mentioned it's novel that you continue to talk between songs. And I said, yeah. And they said, nobody talks between songs anymore.
true.
And I said,
That is true.
and I said, oh, that's fucking fascinating. And in the van, we talked about why that might be. And somebody said it's because people have nothing to say. And that might be true. But I think somebody said something more to the point when they said, I think it's because they're afraid of saying the wrong thing.
That's-
Just put your foot in your mouth.
Yeah.
Because when you're up there, it's a fucking blur.
Yep.
And you're sweaty and you're out of breath and there's shit going on.
Speaking extemporaneously,
Who's fucking
yep.
tuning up. It's just a fucking cacophony of just insanity.
No editor.
Right. And you say something and you go, that didn't come out exactly how I meant it to come out.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden every fucking Twitter and fucking message board is
Bling,
going
bling,
against.
bling, bling.
But
I mean, I saw that firsthand and
Girl biscuits?
yeah.
but here's my thing with tying it back to honesty. And tell me if I'm wrong. This might be the most aspirational
Whatever, we're good.
Thing in the world. I think, as a person that talks all the time, that if I stay honest, then if I fuck up and I say something foul, I say something ugly,
that your path of your trail is going to lead your way.
well, then if I say that's my bad, you're more inclined to believe it because I have a reputation for
Of
saying
being, like, painfully honest.
And a history of it
Right,
too. And
right.
That
and,
makes
you know,
total sense.
So that's kind of where I'm trying to be right now. Is like because I think it's a matter of time till I say something profoundly stupid.
Oh, I mean, please tell me that none of us that you haven't left this room. I don't remember half the stuff we talk about when we leave.
Sometimes I hear it, I go,
Oh yeah, we talk. Oh, I mean,
I said everyone deserves to get a punch in the face.
you did,
And I was like,
including the
fuck.
people in this room, and you looked around at me and Patrick, like,
And I was
you were
like,
to
fuck, I
punch us.
shouldn't have said that because I don't mean that.
Right.
But
Oh, I mean,
I'm like,
Patrick was big up in Screwdriver for like an hour.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't
yeah.
think he takes that back. I take back. Well, I feel like maybe most. I don't know. Maybe
I
you
had
get
Bank.
to pick the person who punches you in the face.
Oh, okay.
Because in my head, like it rang like kind of like I'm not fucking wishing like any kind of domestic violence on somebody.
No,
True.
But if
No,
like
that's right.
you know if you're
there's a person who could potentially misconstrue or purposely
Oh.
misconstrue what you're saying.
right, and I didn't mean
right.
it that way. I meant
Right.
that like everyone needs to get their channel change every once in a while to be like, oh, that's something that could happen.
I
to
live
me.
on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all
People
it meant.
walking- you know what I mean?
That's all
Like,
it meant.
yeah.
But yes.
I don't think anyone knowing me probably thought of
No,
that
and I
was
mean,
coming,
I think
you know.
that's one of the beauties of this, and the fact that people listen is that even if you're tuning in first episode, there's a bunch of episodes before this. There's going to be a bunch of episodes after this that
Well,
you
that's
hopefully
all.
can hear the audience.
It's all up for debate if there's episodes after, because we're, every once in a while a tire might fall off with
Oh,
who's
yeah.
fighting on text messages.
Oh,
It's
whatever.
just, it gets a little hairy.
So for people at home,
Yeah.
I'm fighting ICE agents.
Yeah. Tom is busy at work.
Pat and
fighting
Bob are
ICE.
arguing.
for people at home, Bob and I have different text styles, and sometimes they don't mesh. So
But and let's put in the other thing is that on a 1-to-1, it doesn't matter.
no, you
Like,
just call me and it's all good.
Oh yeah. There's, I mean, yeah, exactly. And it, but then there's the idea of like, oh, other people are reading this and seeing us text back and forth, and it seems crazy.
Yeah.
So you know,
Yes.
But
I felt bad for you and the others in the group chat. So
yeah, you guys were observers.
I'm like, I'm not fucking doing this right
yeah,
now.
I know. And it was problematic because I was like, damn it, there was stuff we really wanted Tom to give opinions on.
Yeah,
Damn it.
yeah.
It's all right.
So
I came back to like 82 text messages. I was like, definitely not
It's
reading.
okay. You're fine. Just open it, close it,
Yeah, I did, just so they wouldn't like pop
go
up.
away.
Yeah.
so are we still on Beyonce?
No,
No.
we're done with Beyonce. New music, but this year in music, it's been a good year. I think it's been a good year because we've done a bunch of new music episodes already,
There's been
and
new
we're not
music
doing
almost
the-
every week.
And here's the thing, I would like, because this was going to be us talking about things, and I'm not just saying this because I didn't have an opportunity to listen, but I think that we should not go deep dive on some of them because we should build them into our next listening episode.
Sure, yeah, and I
Totally
just want
agree.
people,
Yeah,
you know,
totally
like,
agree.
and I think when we do this, we don't have like the technological capabilities yet to do all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, like we might play it in the background and talk over it. People feel kind of way or whatever.
But some
all
people
this
love
stuff,
it. You can't make anybody
But here's the
fucking
problem:
happy.
all the stuff is out there.
Yeah, just Google
We're
it.
not special. It's not like we have some kind of fucking in. We're not playing like exclusive. I'm not fucking
Cheat code.
Yeah.
If you are trying to listen to the song, but you're listening to our podcast, and you're listening to the podcast
Just
because we're
pause it.
talking.
Just pause it.
Pause it. Go listen to the track. Come back. Do a second listen with our
Yeah.
goofball asses talking, and
Yeah.
we'll be good.
Right, but all this stuff is available. Mm-hmm. We are not Funk Flex.
Yeah.
Pew, pew. And so we don't have any access to anything that anyone else doesn't have access to.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a ton of good music, and it's coming out every week. And yeah.
Which, in a way, like, before the end of this episode, maybe we'll do our 92 revisit on some of the shit we missed. Because we missed some actually interesting shit.
Did we?
Yeah, I'll hit you guys with
We
it.
missed Body Count, which we should talk
And
about.
there's
wow.
a few other
Yeah.
there's a few other big ones. So we'll do a little bit at the end of this, and
Okay.
then for posterity we'll cut that and copy it to 92. too.
Okay.
And you'll get it
I like
here
that.
and then get it on
Like,
92
yeah,
for
mea
later.
culpa.
Addendum, yeah.
But think about that 92. There were some hits. There's some good stuff. We spoiled. There's so much stuff coming out all the time now.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so when Tom and I went to the 91
Yeah. In effect video.
the In Effect video,
Yep.
I asked a very rote tacky question of the men in the front.
You stood up and asked.
Yeah, and I said,
Which is available on video.
yeah, it is.
Oh,
Yeah, it
sorry.
is.
Yeah.
but
We'll clip it and throw it on our YouTube.
Yeah.
But I said, in your memory, what was taking personal affinities for your own records out of it, etc. What was the best time for New York hardcore for you? And Brother From in effect gave the spiritual answer that I didn't need. Walter gave, I thought, the very brass tacks answer that I was looking for.
Which is pretty much like Victim in Pain. Right? Wasn't that his answer?
No, it was he loved that shit, yeah, but he was talking about the actual era that like the 90, 91 era, where he said there was something coming out every 2 months. Like there was a release
That was
like,
important.
That was
Right.
important
Yeah,
coming out.
yeah.
And that shit, I gotta say, is cool. Like right now, like let's say that this Vane release is the release of the summer for a 20-year-old. That, you know what I mean? Like let's just say that's the case.
Seems like it.
Yes,
Yeah.
seems like it. They're doing well. A lot of momentum behind the band. Now, let's say that there's something else that comes out before the end of summer that's just as exciting.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's a great fucking year for hardcore. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and not for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not dialed into my interest per se.
Right.
But if you can have, you know,
You
Cohen.
had a turnstile and a vein in the first
yes.
in the first half of 2018.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Right? I mean, think about it.
I think that if Vane has a long life, if this isn't just a spurt of flame, if there's if it's a long life, and that's a really good year so far. If there's 2 more releases this fucking year, that's
Right.
a good year for hardcore. Even
Yeah.
if it's not shit I like, you know what I mean? Like
I think there were 2 releases this week almost that were good. You know what I mean? At least 2 hardcore releases.
Well, and we did the band Rule Them All a couple weeks ago on our
Yeah.
listening
Yep.
party, and it seems like I know they're playing some shows. They got a little mini weekend coming up with a couple other good bands too, Fixation and Vantage Point on the East Coast, and that EP, like a lot of people are talking to me about it. Hit me up, yo, if you haven't heard that yet, I'm not saying it's
a modern classic.
classic, but there's a couple tracks I'm like, damn,
It's very good.
this could be crazy.
It's my friend's first foray into putting out a record.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Nick,
the dude
my
from
buddy
Numerality.
from Numerality Zine.
Oh, of course.
Nick
Yes.
put this out
Of course.
on 12-inch. So go support
Wait,
him.
is it 12-inch?
It's a 12-inch EP.
Really? Damn, nice. All right.
Go to
If you
yeah.
can sell them, it's the best format. If you can't sell them, it's
Yeah,
it's
I don't think.
torture.
I don't think he did a big run.
Okay.
But if you go there, he's a lot of like his zines and like shirts and stuff. I think he's donating 100% of the proceeds to races
No
Yep.
shit.
Yep.
Oh,
to,
good.
to get families back with their children
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So
Good.
Shout out.
Yeah.
We support all his stuff, the zines he does. are
Great dude.
So let's dive into some new music right now. First one on my list. There's a new Tony Molina record coming out on Slumberland. New single was released. I don't know if you guys or either of you are into it. Have you heard it?
I haven't, and I feel like I love singer-songwriter shit.
Tony does nothing for you.
It reminds me of Weezer. Am I crazy?
No, you're not.
Ooh, I disagree. I think it's a lot more.
I feel like the
aggressive.
one thing I listened to was like,
Wait,
oh, this-
the new song reminds you of Wizard?
no,
or
no,
the
no,
old
no.
song?
Like whatever was out when he was like
Yeah,
playing
Dissed and
hardcore
Dismissed,
shows.
yeah.
It's like, I mean, I like the breakdown. Really?
Share that with him.
No. He probably scratched his balls, and I was going to touch the cookie. Oh, and he gives me the one that he put his hand on.
No, it's kind. He's been keeping it clean. I saw.
Keeping it clean.
Yo, I don't
but
have
the one
a good,
thing I did hear, it was like minute and a half Weezer song, like punk rock Weezer song.
I'm gonna
I'll
be
re-listen.
honest with you. Everything's Weezer to me.
Yeah, you got a weird palate for that kind of
That's
stuff.
why you're always angry.
That's why I'm always angry.
Everything's always Weezer.
Drug
to
Church
me.
got a ton of tour offers. Everything sounds like Weezer to me. Like
Really?
But it's
Yeah,
Drug Church, so
everything.
he's like, sure, whatever.
I said yes to everything.
yeah.
But it all sounds like Weezer to me.
I gotta check it out still. That's out.
Okay.
We talked about the new Code Orange single. Anything else to add? You haven't listened yet.
I haven't listened to anything. Literally, this week has been a void for me. I basically,
Over
when
a
I don't have a
goddamn
computer, I don't
power cord.
exist.
All right,
You got a
Vane,
phone?
Vane record. Which
I don't
we'll
know how to
probably,
use a phone. I'm serious.
We'll probably deep dive on Vane at some point.
Okay.
What are your feelings on it? We've talked about it a little bit, but
It is for a kid who is 10 years younger than me, period.
I mean, 15.
15, 20. It's for a kid who's 20 years younger
Yeah.
than me. Doesn't mean I'm not into it. I think it is. Let me say this. It is perfectly played. It is like the drums are fucking bananas.
The drummer's insane.
It is everything that it needs to be. I think that this is going to be what Code Orange is for some people. This is going to be for me, which is a band that you can respect, but you're not playing it. You live, you'll see it every time, and you enjoy it, and it's cool. But you don't necessarily bop it in your fucking vehicle.
It's actually even more impressive live.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's
They
what I mean.
played that whole LP, or most of the LP at the Code Orange show. And
That's what I mean. I'll probably.
It's more listenable live, honestly.
Is that right?
It's weird, oddly enough, because I mean, it's too fucking chaotic to, just be like, I'm just gonna sit home and put on this but live, it's awesome. Like I feel like if they get in front of, they get in front of crowds now. But I think people would fucking eat that shit up with a spoon. And It's really impressive live. Singer's voice is even better live.
Oh, that's cool.
It's fucking harsh.
That's cool.
It's really good. Really good.
So my thing is, I'm going to give the record another concerted listen where I put on my headphones and do my thing.
Right.
But
I wish we could have them on.
for the my bad, I was upstate.
Oh no, not yours.
I'll give you some story on that.
There's that other story.
There's drama.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
That's fine. Who gives a shit?
we were engaged.
We big fans.
We're
big fans of Vane.
So, but even if the record doesn't connect with me on my headphones, I'm going to enjoy seeing the band live.
Yeah, really impressive. It's super it's just, it's the equivalent of do you necessarily put on a Converge record at home?
No.
Especially the earlier stuff? No.
Do you know what's weird though?
What?
I put on Burnt by the Sun a lot.
See, that blows my mind.
And I have no idea why. No idea why.
Of all band,
I really like their Famke Johnson shirt.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, who doesn't like a Famke Johnson shirt?
Famke worked she lit when I worked in the West Village. She would walk her dog through the West Village, and it was the highlight of my day.
Was she beautiful in person?
She's
You're insane.
supremely beautiful.
Yeah, when you see famous people in person, you're like, oh, it totally makes sense.
Oh my god!
Like I saw Uma Thurman on Park Avenue once, and she was like, "Children, get out of the road." I'm like, it's a street. We're on Park Avenue. Gorgeous though. And I also saw what's her name
We don't understand. People that are celebrities for a reason.
and they all have giant heads.
Yes, they do.
Giant.
Rosario Dawson.
And all
Beautiful
very
woman.
small, except some of the tall women.
So okay, so you just said Rosario Dawson beautiful.
I think she's gorgeous.
Now she doesn't appeal to me at all. In person, she's magnetic and she glows.
yes, they have a glow. All famous people have a glow.
They have a glow.
I was in a bodega on 20-something street in Chelsea, and I heard the voice before I saw her. Kate
Winslet.
No, the other one.
Upton?
Upton.
No.
wish.
Jesus, the woman that's in Ocean's 8, the British woman.
Blanchett.
Yeah,
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Unbelievable in person.
Let me say this.
And an incredible voice.
I was in a room with Cheech Marin, and I was like, yo, this man is fucking, he's got a lot of magnetism. This dude is
Really?
fucking,
You think it's learned?
No, I think celebrities,
have it.
I honestly think celebrities are celebrities for a reason, and I think that not to discourage somebody that might have ambitions, but if you want to be quote unquote famous or whatever, yo,
You got
It's
it.
tough to get here. I don't know what to tell you guys, but just keep trying.
Keep working. You know what I mean? Exfoliate.
if
hydrate.
If you're
Just
not,
have that magic.
If you're not magical, if people don't gravitate towards you,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen for you because these people are magic.
Yeah, I saw the dude from Entourage on the street, and I was like, this main guy, whatever the fuck.
Grenier.
Yes.
Yes.
A beautiful human being.
Yeah.
Not the dude from PCU.
No. He's probably good looking too.
Absolutely.
But that dude in person, you're like, God damn. I can't look at you directly in the face.
Jennifer Connelly couldn't. I used to serve her food all the time. Couldn't look at her in the face.
Yeah,
It was
very,
too,
very
gorgeous
too,
woman.
Too much. Too
Oh,
much.
yeah.
Just a perfect
I used to
looking
see
human
Wasp,
being.
the Ant-Woman and Wasp.
Oh, yeah.
The Wasp.
I don't remember that woman's name.
Evangeline Lilly.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
She was on Lost.
Yep.
I literally saw her 3 blocks away, and I was like,
Whoa.
stunned.
Yeah.
In person, incredible. But yeah, so we'll
Sat
never
next-
be famous.
Sat next to Orlando Bloom. Very attractive man.
I sat next to Danny Trejo.
Yeah, I was just about to say Danny Trejo has more magnetism than anybody that you
He
and I know.
absolutely does. And he got off, he was by himself when he got on that plane, got off that plane with a beautiful blonde woman. like that dude talked
That
his way
doesn't happen to you guys either?
No.
We did an event. Danny Trejo was there. There was a bunch of hip hop dancers that we had hired to do some sort of
Self-defense thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Man, that Run for Cover really comes through with the promo.
And this is when I was working in marketing, and the girls were backstage saying, "How old is he?" And they were all debating how old he was.
Because he's built like a brick shit house, but his face is old.
But then they looked it up on their phone, and the one girl was like, "Damn," because he's older.
He's probably in the 60s.
He can
He's-
still
he was
like
60 or
He
whatever,
can still
right?
get it.
Yeah.
he got it. That's why it was a topic of conversation.
Danny Trejo. We're talking. Come on.
So, point is, celebrities are more impressive than we'll ever be. Sorry to anybody that wants to be a celebrity. It's not in your future.
Vane record. The best thing I could say about it
Where
is
did
that
we
it
get
is
that?
from Vane. To me,
They're
it's
impressive with
it's Code Orange twisted with like 15 to 20% of turnstile energy.
Ah.
So it could really pop to a young audience.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
All right.
I quick on that. The people that are saying, here's an interesting thing. People are saying this is Mudvayne. This is
you said that.
well, I'm not the only one that's
This
said
is
that.
Converge.
I'm Converge.
Converge,
right?
yes.
People that are saying all those things, I think it's fascinating because we're past the threshold where that's at all an insult. And people are saying that strictly as an observation or a compliment,
Yeah.
and not as derision.
Slipknot is not a dirty term anymore.
Converge, I don't think was a diss.
No, I think that's.
mean,
They really don't sound like Korn.
No,
They
but
have some Converge parts.
Yeah, they do.
Maybe because his vocals. I don't know, but
But the point is that the event horizon of shitting on new metal, we're outside
way
of it.
past.
We're
past-
outside
beyond the pale.
Yeah.
yeah, people were taking photos with fucking Fred Durst at festivals and stuff now.
Jesus.
Hellfest, right? Yeah.
Right? It was somebody at Help.
yeah,
Oh, it
that
was
was it.
Incendiary taking photos with somebody with it. McNally from Incendiary is like just in photos, like, hey, here's me and fucking Marilyn Manson. Like, just because he's that kind of guy and he can go up to people and yes. I would never, but he has
I
that
would
kind
never.
of like, he could just be like, hey, buddy, you gotta take a photo? And people are like, all right.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
What else we got?
Blind Justice, no matter the cost, came out.
These are your
Doing
homies,
well?
so you can tell us more. How's it doing?
Doing well.
People care.
Seems like it. Seems like the
Yeah.
casual
On
listeners
the
are digging
soch.
it. Yeah, it seems like people are into it. It's tough because they got the cheat code down. Every one of their homies big ups it as big as they can, which is so cool to see. Love it. And yeah, I don't think enough people got to hear their first LP, Undertow, which
Agreed.
is a shame because it's fucking great.
Yep.
Tom is a fan and friend.
Yes.
Didn't know it came out on vinyl.
No, I listened to it on Spotify. all the
Right,
time.
and that's
Yeah.
okay. New record
have it
is
now.
out on Edgewood and Flat Spot Records, split release. I think it's doing well. If you haven't heard it, go stream it. It's fast.
Can I ask you a question?
Hardcore, yeah.
Like a behind the
course.
scenes, like this week in baseball.
Inside baseball.
Inside
yeah, let's do it.
How does a split release work?
Terribly. It's so annoying. It's the worst shit.
Like, does someone like, I'll pay for the recording, you pay for the pressing? Like, how does that work?
Ken?
Can be. It's. There's no set format for it.
So the band owes two labels before they see $1.
No. They will split equal costs, or not equal costs, but no. A band should not be any.
More or less
Yes.
than they would if one label did.
Yes.
It's just
Got it.
frustrating because it's the like.
I mean, forget accounting.
Well, I mean,
If you go on a,
the fusion of responsibility too, right? It's like,
it's like if you have two starting quarterbacks, you have no starting quarterback.
got it.
You know what I mean? Like you're not. Whose responsibility? Now for this specifically, I do want to. I espoused reservation about it to the band. It was like, yo, this might not be a great idea. You
Was
should
it
pick
always
one or
meant
the
to
other.
be a split?
Yeah,
I thought it was only
from the
Edgewood for a
start.
while.
From
I
the
didn't-
start,
yeah.
they had been thinking doing a split because they were, the band was like, oh, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do this. Why don't we just do both? And I kind of said, yo, that's not the best idea. They did it, and it's worked out really well. Big credit to Flatspot and Edgewood for pulling it off and doing it in a way that seems pretty cohesive. And
Flat
both
Spot is Ricky.
Ricky Singh from
Ricky
Backtrack.
Backtrack.
Yep.
So you have been anti-split label release for as long as I've known you.
Yes.
And I think that's because outside of Screamo, it was for a long time considered a bad look, right?
Was it meant like, oh, well, one label wouldn't take the risk on you. So
No, you know what? All right.
you got to split the responsibility.
You said that, and you're right. I kind of am. But if you look at half the releases or more on Collapse that I did,
They're splits?
a whole lot of
No
them.
shit.
Broke ass dude. So I had the contacts in the band and would do it, but I'm like, yo, personality rich, money poor. And so most of
that
them,
rap name.
many of them were.
I've been listening to the Boston's nonstop, and as Dickie says, I wasn't born rich. I'm good looking instead. There you go.
We with it. But so that's a
Wonder what
lot
he
of
looks
split
like in
releases. Dickie now?
Magnetic.
Yeah, he's
Oh, I
probably
bet
pretty
he's cool.
magnetic. He's got a suit.
He wouldn't have been in Clueless. It's
He's got like
you know
Irish
what I mean?
charm. Makes
He
sense.
doesn't. So I just think if you're gonna do it, approach from the angle of either, hey, yeah, we're just small, so whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're actually going for something, just make sure everything's copacetic and you know the parties. And in Blind Justice's case, they know both parties really well, and both the labels have done very right by the band. So, and I think the record looks good. I'll give the one inside baseball is that there is a vinyl version of it that is clear with a red dot kind of thing inside.
Like egg yolk.
Yes, the band had asked for clear red.
Oh.
And they got clear with red.
I like that better.
They do not.
Oh,
because when
right?
you look at the layout for the record, it's black with red, and it would have been, but it's cool.
Okay.
I really
But
like
Edgewood or Flat Spot, let us know. We're going to press 100 on red for people at the shore, and just send us the invoice. We got you.
So, people are enjoying it. I am of the opinion in 2018, do split releases because the optics on it don't matter anymore.
Doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter.
anymore.
It doesn't matter at this point. Doesn't matter. Tom, you're a fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think the record's really, really good. Like I said before, I think if they got out more and kind of.
I think it's hard
Push
though
it.
because they're a pure hardcore band, correct? There's
Yes.
there's no gimmicks there.
No.
And I say gimmicks with affection.
No.
I'm
Yeah,
not-
yeah, of
I
course,
don't mean
of
anything by
course.
it. I think right now, being a hardcore band, not easy.
Agree, but here's some, prognostication. Call me the hedgehog, groundhog,
Yeah, sure.
right? More straightforward hardcore is making a little rebound right now.
Okay.
It's interesting. Very interesting. Leads us into the next record. Mil-Spec Changes, new EP coming out on Lockin' Out Records.
I'm gonna say
Streaming now.
yes. Everybody go listen to this. To me, it's just very solid hardcore with a slightly better. There's something. To me, it's hardcore plus,
Yeah.
right? So it's not like
Yeah.
it's not mind blowing shit. Nobody's rewriting the fucking textbooks here, but
There's something about
it is a slightly.
It's
better.
got personality. It's got energy.
I got a
stands out.
suicide file vibe,
Really?
and I don't know
Oh,
why.
you
you know
wanna
what?
know?
That's
There's some of that.
Vocally, maybe I don't know.
You want to know vocals? It's the dude we've talked about many times here. And the music on the second track for sure sounds like it. Tyler Mate, who sang in A New Enemy, and before that, this band To Each His Own. Musically, to me, for the most part, this is Rev template, Revelation Records, early Rev stuff catalog with DC melodies pulled in.
Okay,
It's fast and it has some melodies going on.
I honestly sat with it. This is one of the only records I listened to this week, and I only listened to it 1.5 times. But I could not. So we do a lot of this, as you just did. Here's the spices that you can find in this dish. We do
Yes.
that a lot. I couldn't properly ID
Yeah.
anything in this, despite the fact that it is really just hardcore. You know. What I
Well,
mean?
and that's the thing. It's like, it's not, I say the Rev template because when you say, even though a lot of those bands were New York bands at a time, calling it New York hardcore betrays a different sound.
Yes, 100%.
So
I couldn't call it that.
saying Rev template, I think it's a lot of that. Straightforward, kind of up tempo,
Great drummer.
great drummer. Ooh,
Yeah.
Good point. But then they're pulling in melodies from the early DC Discord catalog. But it's not fast like punk beat. It's more the Rev template of hardcore. And I think they do it really well. Like, I was listening to the new record and then I was listening to some of the other tracks because I think they might have either another tape EP or something. And it's all really good. But this is a giant
It's a step up.
forward.
Yeah, and there's just something about it inherently that's like it's a little different. It's not like they're not reinventing the wheel, but there's just something about, I don't know if it's so well done or there's just like hardcore plus. It's like a little bit
Mil-Spec,
something more to it that makes it that much better.
And if
Hardcore plus is a good term with this great album.
now we're in a
Patrick Kinlan.
a pure preference world. I really enjoyed the layout, and it put me in a good mood.
It's fantastic.
It
Yeah.
put me in a good mood to see a good layout.
But good layouts do that.
Yeah,
A good layout
yeah.
for a record,
Blind Justice
whatever it
layout's
is,
cool as fuck.
It is. I think, but I mean, and it goes to different stuff like that. The last Power Trip record, it really works for
Yep.
them. The Turnstile layout, when you have a good record layout,
Evocative layout.
Code Orange's adherence to their aesthetic, I always appreciate it. All that kind of shit, it really takes you far.
Yep. Agreed.
You speak of the Four Scene layout, you really like that.
Love
art.
it.
Yeah. All right,
That artwork is just
Love it.
New Self-Defense Family record. It's cool. Check it out.
Yeah.
That's all right. No, it's good. It's really well done.
Yeah, kudos. New Converge 7-inch out. This is the last of their material from their last recording session, which was, as mentioned earlier in the podcast, kind of surprise.
Yep.
A lot of people really liked it. What is the name of their last LP? The Dusk Within Us?
Yeah, The Dusk in Us.
The Dusk in Us, yep. Record looks cool. Good job always with that stuff.
This one I listened to for 10 seconds. Definitely Converge. And definitely, if you enjoyed the album tracks, you'll enjoy this. There's not like a drop off in quality, like they're just churning out shit.
And what they, in the release of this, they said something that was pretty interesting, saying like, oh, this is 4 tracks that are a little more blah, 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 like this. And I thought that was interesting. This will probably make our next listening party.
It
So we
will.
should try.
I don't think bands are it's Converge. Everybody's going to love it or hate it. But I think bands are not well served to say that these are tracks that are left over from our last recording
Agree.
session. I just don't think that I don't think it inspires people.
New Modern Life is War.
Fucker. These assholes like
I know.
I
smell
so
it
so
too.
for people at home, I passed gas thinking that I was in the clear. I was far enough away from everybody.
Oh, my friend.
In fact, I
mean, it was literally his butthole was aimed at us.
and what's crazy is it hadn't even reached the precipice of my cheeks before you smelled it. Like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you're
I
skinny,
was
so you
being
don't have much
respectful and
cheeks.
nice.
it's not a
I
lot of
knew,
cheeks, not a lot of cheeks.
No, but it was in my nose hole, so I wasn't that stoked on it.
New Modern Life is War 7-inch EP.
Haven't listened.
Have not listened.
I have not listened.
All right.
Is Modern Life is War in their so the rock and Modern Life is War material I like more. Nothing about Modern Life is War like thrills me necessarily, but I like in the same way that I like the late period Unbroken.
Sure.
I like the rockin' Modern Life is War.
I mean, that Marshalltown record, man.
It's just not a band that I can understand.
I love those first 2 LPs.
Really?
Love, yeah.
I can't. It's like very unknowable to me.
Really? I think
It
it's
is.
really, really, really well done. The description of this new thing.
Not appealing
what
to you.
terms?
You just made the face.
Eh.
What's the face?
You
I
didn't get
feel like-
more of that fart butthole smell. but-
No, but I it was the equivalent of that. Reading that made my nostrils flare.
Oh, okay.
Just, I don't know. I just feel like it was a little too quaint and cute
Yeah.
for a band that's a powerful fucking band. I do not need to know. And this is no disrespect for those dudes. I think they're a great band. I will see them every time they come to New York. I couldn't give a fuck that you wrote these lyrics on a fucking typewriter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't sit down and be like, I took out a composition notebook.
I know, but
And I wrote this fucking thing.
I'm going to say this from experience on both sides. Selling, is this a 7-inch?
yeah.
Selling a fucking 7-inch? You're lucky that they're not putting their fucking like
Right
doing
out of
so-
the gate, it's a break even.
Right. So like if they were like, I put my period blood in this, that's the shit you need to do to sell.
But
it's a gimmick. A 7-inch is such a fucking low.
Sure. But are 15 more people being like, I'm going to buy this because this dude wrote the lyrics on
No,
a fucking
but
typewriter?
anything.
Like, if the
But if it's
product
a
itself
story.
is different, that's one thing.
okay, this is.
He didn't type out every lyric sheet and put them in the record.
Listen to me. You know this. You know this too, right? Musician, you know this.
That's negotiable.
But as a guy that is currently promoting a record and going to be promoting another one in 3-4 months,
ready.
people will approach you at press and say, "What's the story? What are you giving us to write about?" You know what I mean? Because we can't write about a skinny white guy.
Oh, you're triggering former record label executives
Yeah,
right now.
it's-
You're triggering the fuck out of them.
So, talk to me about this. You
Right, but you have
experienced this
lyrics, though,
You
like,
experienced
to
this
just-
firsthand.
Sure. No,
Sorry, that was not my butthole.
no, it's
You got to give
if you
press
have a
something
if
to
you
write
have
about.
if you have a note of whatever it is, whether it's backstory, whether it's whatever, it helps for it. Now
do you
that
think
goes
this
back
helps?
to the optics versus excellence conversation that I'm saying. Does that help? I don't think so.
Like,
but
I feel
think
like
it
Pat
helps.
could talk about, like, oh, this is my...
I think what Death Wish did was smart because they threw that kernel in there and then also did all this other stuff where they were very hands-on and involved in the actual production of it.
And that's a different story.
Right. And I think you're right. Like, typed on the vintage, the retro fucking
Yeah, it was. I think it
typewriter.
said vintage, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, whatever.
God,
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
are
Buzzword.
too good for this.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way to put
Band
it.
and label.
That feels
Feel
like
that.
a just a little note that use the right word. Too cutesy. Too cute.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're just both label and band are way too fucking cool
Look,
to like have to have a gimmick.
But everybody, music press that are hearing this, I'm due up for a lot of reviews this next week. Don't hold this against me. They can't write about music. You know what I mean? Either because they're not capable, that's possible, or because their readership won't understand what the fuck they're talking about. So they have to write about whatever the fucking hook
can.
is, whatever the angle is.
And I will fight you on this because I saw 2 reviews for one of the records we've already talked about. One where it just was fucking farted out, done poorly, and another where you could read it. The band was like, "Oh shit." They actually listened to this record and talked about what it sounds like, and that's compelling. Like, yo, just because the stream of consciousness is saying clickbait articles, lists, quick hits, don't do anything over 1,000 words. Fuck that. I just read some deep dive. Somebody wrote a whole long thing, and it was awesome.
About a band or about like
About a bunch
sport
of
thing?
records, a bunch of stuff.
Cool.
And it's awesome. Don't feel if you can write about music, do it. Don't be limited and think you just need the nugget of, oh, this person recorded this in a ghost infested shed in fucking Oklahoma.
Yo, to that end, there is a label guy that I know well who works on kind of a higher level that was signing something, and I said, "What's it sound like?" It's like Dad Force Confessional, and I was like, "And you're signing this in 2000 whatever it was 16?" He's like, "You don't understand. The dude has never been to a city," and I said, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "The kid lives in Winnipeg and wrote
That's
it."
a fucking city.
And wrote it. No, well, he lived outside, whatever. And
Whatever.
he wrote it. He wrote this in a cabin. He was homeschooled, and I was like, "What does this mean? If it sounds like Dashboard Confessional, I don't have any use for it. It's
Like, who
garbage."
the fuck cares if you live in Coral Gables or if you fucking wrote it?
Right, but his thing,
Fighting a moose.
But his
But
thing
they-
was,
yeah.
music press will devour this. They will eat this up.
And think
yeah.
about the story I gave about SoundCloud and Nicole Dollenganger, and the reason that people feel a closer sentiment to these things is that they feel a closeness or some sort of relation to this, and people will look for that in any weird corner they can. So
People love narrative. That's just a
That's
thing.
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, to differentiate yourself from
Yeah.
because music's the same.
and yeah, exactly. And you're saying, yo, My Love's War's too good for it. I actually
I think,
think,
I mean-
I'm not a big fan, but I think they're a band that we should put on our deep dive list.
Oh yeah, actually, I'll do that.
I think it's a good one.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
Go
'Cause-
through their
'cause I
whole
have-
thing,
I
'cause
have
they got a
no-
bunch.
I have no love nor hate. I can listen.
I'm pretty much there.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, okay. So,
I mean,
and it'd be
I
good.
love some of their songs.
Yeah, I think it'd be
Yeah.
a good conversation.
Yeah.
Other new music, and we're gonna wrap things up. Band from Western Mass, Maniac.
See everybody talking about it. Did not hear it yet.
War and Insanity, 12-song cassette tape released. People are freaking out about
Yeah.
it, saying it's great. I haven't heard it. I definitely want to listen to it. Sounds like it's right up my alley.
Do you think
we'll put that on our
hardcore-
deep dive?
Yeah. Do you think hardcore records coming out kind of like in clusters is helpful? So because you know someone will be like, here's what I listened to today: Mil-Spec, Blind Justice, and Maniac, and
I
they
say
kind
yes.
of
Yeah, I think so. Galvanizes. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I just said it on the episode. I was like, all these bands, those 3 that you just mentioned, and then you throw in something like Rule Them All, or The Fight, who has a new 12-inch, that band
That's
from Long
right.
Island.
Change your name.
You think
Change your name.
Think it's fine.
There's already a fight. Change your name.
Yeah. Okay.
who? Rob Halford?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
their fight. This is the
The
fight.
Fight.
Oh, that's
The
working for
fight.
you guys.
Well, the self-defense man was coming soon, bitch.
We're changing to the U2. Okay.
Thanks, Patrick. Please tell us more about naming bands, my friend.
Self-defense family, great band name. Drug Church. Yo, let's
Drug
talk about
Church
that.
is a good band
Let's
name.
talk about
Drug
that.
Drug
Church is a
Church
great
makes
band
me
name.
itch.
Drug
Let's
Church got
save the
more
band name
write-ups,
conversation
more
for next
write-ups
episode
because of the stupid
We're
name.
doing the name conversation next episode. Maniac, Western Mass.
Oh yeah, you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think we have a few others. Tom has.
I do.
I want to shout out one thing. Beggars, a new band from Nowheresville, Wisconsin. Apparently, maybe a member of Tenement is in it. Early '80s sounding hardcore, fucking spot on. Do an SSD glue cover to give you an idea, and it just awesome. Find it, Beggars. Go.
Find the footage of
We
self-defense
cover
playing that for 10 minutes. Go for it.
What was that?
Indecision used to cover that.
Oh,
10 minutes?
I like that.
It's on Revelation.
That's
our
right,
split
on-
7
That's
on
right.
split
There we go.
10-inch. Something. All right, so I won't talk about all the stuff that I wrote down because we already did. God Program from Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Well done. Tribunal Records era hardcore, I would say.
What does that sound like?
Metalcore.
It's metal.
Metalcore.
Straight
Metalcore.
metalcore.
like committed metalcore.
Yeah.
Committed.
But not like in a
Swooshy
beat
hair
down way.
metalcore?
No.
Pre that.
Pre-swooshy hair, but not beat
Pre-deathcore.
down. Got it. Feeling it.
Imagine, okay, what's that band from the one that broke out and is now like a recognized metal band? Darkest Hour.
Darkest Hour, sure.
So
Really?
the stuff. I don't think this band sounds like that.
No.
But that scene, there was like a lot of bands that
like Gothenburg hardcore.
They orbited
almost.
that sound
Yes.
and spun off from that sound. And bands like Undying would be a good example of the Tribunal prototype.
Right.
Right.
Prayer for Cleansing, Undying,
Yeah.
metal,
Right.
like that kind of
Okay.
stuff.
It basically
Means nothing to Bob.
so Tribunal means nothing to you. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. Do you
Nothing.
Do you want 10 seconds on it?
Yeah, give me time.
Yeah.
Tell me Tribunal.
Tribunal is fascinating because it is. Can you name? We don't want to disrespect. I'm not going to make you name any because it might come off disrespectful. Where something is so much an ownership of a
Vibe, everything.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that it puts out almost everything of that type.
Yep.
Tribunal was that where
Like
it
New
put-
Age, and that's not said pejoratively.
Right, but they were sort of like early, like on certain things, and put out.
way early on certain things.
They were like they put out like an early Atreyu record
Yep.
before they blew up. They put out like
so they were the
Farm Team for Victory.
Yes.
and they were dictating the style basically,
Yes.
and then Victory's
Yeah.
poaching.
yeah, and
Yes.
they've like put out like From Rome to Ashes.
Okay.
They put out a bunch of stuff that it's like
All the stuff that popped.
yeah,
Yes,
Okay.
but it was all done. Probably these bands were paying for their own recording. It was
Sure.
it was the
I would
sort of
imagine
thing.
so, yeah.
It was the sort of thing where it was like a volume business. All of the same. These bands could sound different, but they were all under a very distinct umbrella of, and some of them were garbage, and some of them had
Had a
thing.
vibe. But it was just so much about cornering that market.
Okay.
and it was, to me, it's a fascinating.
And so we're talking
corner.
Yeah, North Carolina?
We're talking what,
Yes.
98, 99, 2000. It's hot.
probably 99 to 01, 02 maybe.
Yeah, too.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
But like
So I
they
know
were
this- I
like
know
they
this world.
cornered the market on.
I saw Fada,
metalcore.
whatever. Come on.
Come on.
saw Fada. I saw.
That's what the kids say, right?
Is it Fada?
I have no idea.
I think the fans call it
I
Fada.
hate
Is
that
it?
music. Go on.
And my last
Metal
choice.
rock.
well,
since
hold on. How is it-
Tribunal
how-
Records
how is it, though?
description, self-description. Tribunal Records, metal rock since '99.
Well, later they became.
Welcome to. Oh,
they,
you mean Dive Bomb Records?
They had their southern rock period too, which was really pathetic. Anyway, forget that. Them and Eulogy both lost the plot pretty hard. But
right.
Did
but
they,
but hold
usually
on.
still put stuff out? Yeah,
they do, but it's like rock. But hold on, how is God Program? You didn't like
It's really well done.
okay.
Vocals are really
That kind
strong.
of stuff.
I dig it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Connecticut.
Connecticut, I think.
Connecticut.
I got it from my Connecticut Connect.
Yeah, it's Connecticut metalcore, strong vocals, kind of definitely in that. It's so much like when I become critical of Youth Crew stuff being derivative, this is going for a
There.
lane and it's succeeding, and it's up to you if you like that
But
lane.
and so and I mean, most of this stuff very much misses me.
Yeah.
Very. But the best of it is when it has some sort of unique edge to it or an emotive style. So,
Yeah.
I've heard some of this kind of stuff, especially more in the looking back and saying, hey, we're about this sound that I feel is better than that actuality. Because I think a lot of that shit was garbage who was aiming big to be big at the time. So, all right, God Program. Check it out.
Yes, it's on Bandcamp.
There you go.
Shout out Bandcamp.
Shout out Bandcamp. And last but not least, Dublin Straight Edge on another fucking level.
Oh.
World of Difference.
Yo, shout out,
that was
shout
a
out to
minority
Irish
Irish
edge.
Straight Edge. It's like, dude, it's hardcore.
Patrick, you gotta
it's
be
straight
Irish a
edge,
little bit.
and it's from.
I mean, I'm American white trash, so by virtue of that, I have to be at least 53% Irish.
Harsh.
But 4 kids. There's definitely
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
but
yeah.
So that means your parents
Irish
have sex
twins.
maybe 5 times.
I mean, I don't know.
Right.
No, she had like it's gonna get dark. But I found out I'm secret Italian too, so whatever.
Secret Italian, is that your new label?
Yeah, it came as a surprise. My mom did.
Faccia Bruta.
My mom
Secret
did
Italian's your new band name.
Hereditary. She did the like 23andMe or whatever.
That's all a scam. So the
Yeah?
government has all your shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, true. You ain't a secret Italian. You ain't got no secrets no more.
Yeah.
All right, so what was the name again?
World of Difference.
World of
Dublin
Difference.
Straight Edge. Kind of like in that, like, in my eyes, 4-punch vein. Really well
Cool.
done.
Yo, and
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, please.
I heard one band that I just stumbled on today called Stepping Stone. Maybe Canadian, maybe Upper Midwest, something cool, kind of like post No Warning. Maybe a little New York hardcore. I was expecting it every second listening to it with the name, with the look of the
Minor
art.
Threat?
No.
Oh.
I was thinking because of where it's from. I was thinking like, oh, this is going to go heavy for a minute. And it kind of didn't. It didn't go heavy beyond like the New York hardcore, No Warning-ish level. So that was cool. Stepping Stone.
All right.
Check. We'll put all these things maybe in the description or something.
Yeah.
Is that,
We'll put 'em in
is
the
that
notes.
possible?
No.
Of like the Bandcamp stuff.
Oh.
All the
yeah,
fucking
we
other
probably
shit.
can.
Look in Spotify.
We can do that.
I wonder if we can do something like that, or in the notes that you do.
Yeah, that I was told
We're
we
just
got to keep doing.
we're
them.
creating work for you. So everybody,
Workflow.
we will some of the stuff we'll actually revisit in a more serious way and make you listen to, but we hadn't done like a real what have we been listening to episode in a while. And
Here's the dump.
and this was just a
Yeah.
nice excuse to do it. Thank you to everybody that got at us about 1992. You were good-natured about anything we missed. You weren't total fucking pricks about. Thank you for that. And we're going to do another year in the future. We'll see.
We'll do it soon.
We'll
We
put
have it
that
up.
on a random.
Matt Weeder had beef with you about you shitting on Iceburn.
Yeah, that's the most fake beef I've ever been involved
No,
in.
he doesn't really have beef.
Yo,
But he
you've
was
been
like,
involved
dude,
in some pretty fake beefs.
I've been
recently.
involved in
a lot of fake beefs.
My beefs are fraudulent as fuck lately, and that one is the most.
Matt was not beefing, but
Okay.
you're just like, dude, fire on. It's such a yeah.
It's not.
right.
Tell them to revisit.
Let's do some quick
And he does.
92s. We're gonna
What did we miss?
do this here, but then we're gonna tape it on. So let's do this.
Should we do like the?
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, a few that we missed, guys.
An addendum.
Body count. LP.
Hard.
Okay, real quick. This is what I like. Not because it's good musically. It's only 40% good musically.
Pretty good.
But it is unrelentingly offensive, and I
Yeah.
love it. It is. This couldn't exist right now, and I wish that it could. This, everything about
I
this
don't know if it couldn't. You think someone's selling ice Tata? He can't say this shit.
KKK bitch.
Yeah.
That,
This one has a cop killer, right?
this
Yeah,
one-
but they had to take Cop Killer off the record.
Right.
But I mean, as a kid that was like
Cop Killer.
sentient at the time, this was fucking crazy.
Right.
I mean,
It was like all over the news. It was like Tipper Gore was like freaking the fuck out. It was like a thing. It was a big deal.
Where's
Yeah.
Tipper Gore now? Can you find out
I
while
hope
we
in
talk?
I hope in pain. Let me say let me say
Creating the internet.
Let me say something wild real quick. People that want things to go away or not exist because the content musically, artistically, you are in the same fucking boat as Tipper Gore. If you don't know what that is because you're young, look it up. You know what I
The
mean?
PM or C.
It is.
If you can, do they still put those stickers on records?
No.
PMRC hasn't existed for a minute now.
Really? Yeah.
All right.
Hold on. Not
some body
to
count.
look again. I'm not saying this just to upset anybody. These are the lyrics to
Be careful.
to KKK bitch.
All right, guys. See you later. I'm gonna get out of here.
Went to Georgia, met this fine ass white girl, blonde hair, blue eyes, big tits and thighs, the kind of girl that would knock out most guys. She got wild in the backstage bathroom, and from there it gets more vulgar. Here's the point. Yes, he's a rapper, but this was playing to a metal audience from jump.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He made the very distinct, conscious decision to play the Lollapalooza scene,
Yeah.
not try to put this in front of a rap audience.
No.
And
I mean, he played. I saw them with DRI and like Propane.
right,
Yep.
right. That's
Yeah.
a perfect set
Yeah.
in so many, a perfect show in so many ways. But this could not exist, and I want people to go revisit this and see if they feel that this should, because in my view, 100 motherfucking %.
Body count
Go
LP
on.
is cool. Propane, Foul Taste of Freedom.
Wow. All right.
I have no feelings or opinion on this.
No?
I'm just not. No.
Dudes from the
experience.
Crumbsuckers.
Yeah.
Kind of rappy.
Yeah, but like
Proto new metal.
Yes, I would
yeah.
say. I would say so.
That's my only memory. Is like, yeah, they're sort of rappy, but metal.
But it didn't really make. Yeah. This
Like,
is
I
the
feel
big
like
record.
Fury of 5 should have played with them.
And they did.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Heavy. Can't take that away from
No,
me.
it's heavy and it's corny, but it's, you know,
It had its minute.
It was, yeah. I mean, they still go
play.
to Europe.
Still play.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
For something
Somebody at Roadburn is pretending that this is a big deal.
for something totally different, Drop Dead 7-inch. First 7-inch.
Wow.
First record.
I've told the Drop Dead story on this podcast.
Please talk about them. You're from Albany. You
from
can talk
Albany.
about Drop Dead for days.
So they played there every 3 weeks, and I'm sure I've told this story. I will tell it again. Singer, and this is not my story to tell. This is a shout out to Sean Duty. This is a Sean Duty story.
Shout out to Sean Duty.
He was in many a basement show where they played. I was only at one. I only saw them once in a basement.
Good for you.
But Drop Dead, the singer goes on a whole spiel. He goes, "This song is about the hierarchy of oppression that makes human beings overlords over animals, and the slavery that we put them through factory farming." And then he turns to the band and goes, "What song are we playing?"
Amazing.
Because every song is about that.
You're right.
Fucking great.
Take a shot in the dark. It's pretty-
Fuck. great.
Shout out to Drop Dead.
If you like one Drop Dead song, congratulations, you love their career.
You just want to have the shirt that says "fucking assholes don't get it."
Great
Right,
shirt.
great shirt.
Great
Straight up.
shirt.
Drop Dead, secret great merch band.
Oh, yeah. No
Could sell a
debate.
patch to the president of the United States.
No debate.
They were like the kings of the butt flap.
Yes, they
You
are.
know what?
They killed it.
I'm going to take that money I just got, and instead of paying off my outstanding debts, I'm buying the fucking assholes don't get,
Get
a
it.
shirt.
That's good. All right. Econochrist LP.
I wasn't really into this.
No, this one means nothing to me.
Missed us. We'll check. Man Lifting Banner LP. First Man Lifting Banner.
Incredibly important European band.
Yeah, but
that's all I
European straight edge political.
people have a real warmth
Socialist?
for it. People, that might be, yeah. People have a real warmth for it. I don't. You
No.
know what I mean? Like
Fine.
when I'm in Europe and they're loving it, I like to see them enjoy shit, but not for me.
Endpoint Catharsis.
It's a good record.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I do. I have a soft spot for
Endpoint.
all things Rob Pennington. Yeah.
I don't know.
Is
man.
it better than In a Time of Hate?
No.
But I think they start developing on
Yeah.
Catharsis. Like starting to evolve what
I could see that. And then
Because In a Time of Hate, they're still kind of like post late 80s
Yeah.
Rev style.
Yeah.
Hitting into the 90s pretty hard, but
By the grace of God is the culmination
yes,
of all
exactly,
that actually.
exactly. Split Lip, Soul Kill, 7-inch EP. Anything? Early Split Lip.
Split Lip's interesting to me, but not good.
Yeah. I think I prefer the Miss Chamberlain.
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Two that I'm borderline like, how did we miss this? Bastard, Wind of Pain LP.
Okay. We missed it because I definitely wasn't clocking for it. This doesn't
Yo.
mean much to me.
The best Japanese hardcore record.
I know, but
It's comparable to Age of Quarrel. Not in sound, but in terms of like how good it is. Like, and I'm typically
How
I'm
much
a little
people ride
hard
for it
about stuff.
30 years later,
And
yeah.
people ride for it so fucking hard. I also got it wrong. Crude SS is not from Japan. Crude SS is from Sweden, I believe.
Oh,
so I
okay.
got that wrong on our 92 episode. But
How dare you?
I know, guys.
How
I know.
dare you,
I know.
sir.
Bastard, Wind of Pain. Honestly, we might put it on after the podcast. It's that good. It's
Yeah.
really, it is so good. It's instantly hummable. It's instantly in your head music.
You're going to have to sell me because the only thing I like about Japanese hardcore is how over the top it is and how committed it is to like its own shtick.
It's so different than say Gauze or Gizm or even the bands like Death Side or
Okay.
Nightmare. It is. Everything else gets up to about here for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
For people at home,
Way high.
he just did the top of his head versus a full stretched hand.
that's right. And I got long arms. Tom, how did we forget this one? Bad Religion Generator,
Wow.
92. Great record.
It's a very great record. They had a streak
Yeah, we
for
talked
a
about
while.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have heard us mention on our Winning Streak episode, Patreon subscribers.
How do we miss this?
It's just because it didn't hit the list. It just, know, they weren't, I didn't do a deep dive. I think Generator's released on a bigger label.
Was this when they were on Atlantic? I
Maybe.
think this and Recipe for Hate were on
Yeah,
Atlantic. Right?
exactly. I think so. And
this-
Gray Race is on Atlantic too.
Gray Race. Yeah.
Maybe Generator's on Epitaph. But anyways, we missed it. Generator's fantastic. If you like Bad Religion, you will love it. Bad Religion's definitely a band. If you like some of their songs, you probably like most of their albums.
Yeah. And
Patrick-
is Eddie Vedder on this record?
Ooh, Good question.
It's either I think he's
he's on the next one.
or Jeanette Napolitano from Concrete Blonde sings backups on it. Can we Google that?
Yeah, let's look.
I mean, Against the Grain, which is the record after this.
Before this, I think.
No, maybe it is.
This is the 6th studio album.
Jesus.
Against the Grain is one of my.
This is on.
favorite
This
punk
is
records.
on Epitaph.
Oh, it
so
is?
I wasn't wrong. On that.
Okay.
Let's see if there's anything here.
While you're looking this up, I'm not gonna say them because this is how sensitive people are right now. This body count. I'm looking at these body count lyrics. There is a line in this that is so beyond the pale and so fucking aimed at a specific human being with the purpose of hurting them that it is next level. And this makes me want to stage dive right now. This is so fucked. It makes me I want to dance for it.
Eddie Vedder's on Recipe for Hate.
Which is also a great record.
Yeah.
Can you censor that lyric, or is there's no way you can do that?
There is no way.
Like, can you make believe you're on like radio and like you have to be Howard Stern and talk around it?
No, because the core of it, there's not a bad word. The sentiment therein is deeply upsetting.
Who's it about?
It's about Tipper Gore,
Got it.
and it is not nice.
No.
And I can't say it.
That's an aggressive record.
You think he's crossed paths with Al Gore in the interim?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Shaking a hand?
Yo,
Maybe.
Al sneaks up from behind, hockey style, shirt over T's head,
Yeah.
starts clocking, but
And then
T
Mr.
ain't even feeling it.
No.
No, and then Ice-T's son gets involved and he threatens to beat people up and
Yeah.
stuff. It's really
That'd be crazy. All right.
Okay. So this is the 1992 closer addendum, but it is also the
Episode 25.
end of our episode 25. Everybody, thank you for joining us. This has been Axe to Grind. Thank you for your continued support on Patreon. We gave that link earlier. You know the drill. Everybody, be healthy, be well.
Email us at axetogrindpodcast@gmail.com.
Follow us on Twitter at Axe to Grindcast and Facebook.com/Axe to Grind Podcast. Stay warm.
Peace.